Yeah. Marshall. So what you know about teamwork? Cause I've been in the clouds trying to make the dream work. Always done it on my own, that's why it seemed hurt. Cause I ain't met no one that ever put me first. So what I know about teamwork? Cause I've only ever done it on my lonesome. I gotta deal through it out, yeah, I've grown some. Don't expect love if you've never shown none. I spent last year in the haze, so many records got made. I kept that shit to myself, I only wanted my pay. I took some time off the stage, got in the bed with the snakes. They wasn't doing their job, I let them slither away. I wanna build me a team, so I can get to my fans. I need someone on my side that's gonna give me a chance. But shit just ain't what it seems, don't let them in on your plans. I hope they know what I mean, I hope that you understand. So never land, never pan out. Wings talk, think I better let them span out. Was too chill, think I better let the man out. Grew up with hand-me-downs, now I'm never taking handouts. Man, if you knew all the things I'm marching when I'm planned out. But I need help to do it, so can I get a fan count? Never understood me, now it's funny how I stand out. Me, myself and I, homie, welcome to the madhouse. So what you know about teamwork? Cause I've been in the clouds trying to make the dream work. Always done it on my own, that's why I seem hurt. Cause I ain't met no one that ever put me first. So what I know about teamwork? Cause I've only ever done it on my lonesome. I gotta deal through it out, yeah, I've grown some. Don't expect love if you've never shown none. I know my girl on my side, I'm trying to build this alive. Thank God my family alive, and I just wanna provide. They say it's gonna take time, but I've been losing my mind. She helps me grow and evolve, my family ready to ride. So why am I feeling low when life is giving me highs? I put my value in sales instead of hoops by my side. But I can see it's the front, that's why I'm not coming back. Yeah, I was slow to react. Don't give a damn what they thought of it. Yeah, I'm feeling glorious. Go flash in the audience, man, should've recorded it. I took a color pill, used my computer skills. Now I got agents after me, word up to Morpheus. The future I sorted it, do this till I'm bored with it. Invest in myself endeavors, hope I don't get audited. My body is a temple, but I fucked up the ornaments. I'm so gassed up, the US probably at war with it. It's a message to the earthlings. Join the team round here, we put the work in. It ain't teamwork if only one of us is working. Only thing I'm signing is when fans bring the merchants. I ain't got a thing yet that I wasn't deserving. And I ain't famous yet, but that bitch be flirting. I'll make it rain, start a wave and go surfing. I'll make it rain, start a wave and go surfing. So what you know about teamwork? And what I know about teamwork?
Hello. It's Friday. Hey, Remy. Tangeray Slay. Stinson. It is Stinson, the soup. Hey, girl. Hey, Mac. Talking smack. Good to see ya. Audrey. Hey, love. Hey, love. Let's see here. Allie, hey, I forgot to check and see if anyone else was going live. I hope not. This is spontaneous live on a Friday. It's good to see you, Allie. Pearl DeVere, so good you're in the house. Yes, we are great, lovely little marshmallows over here. I hope everyone is well. Well, let's see. I think it's TLC for pulling their. Oh, you're talking with Soup. Okay. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Mal. Good to see you, love. I watched your live on Nonsenses, and it was really good. Just 1 second, Luke. It needs to ask me a question. He's hanging a picture for me. He's like, I just wanted you to see it. I said, send me a picture. All right. Hey, Jennifer M. Kate the bestest. Hey, Bridget. Just carrying me. What's up? Hey, Okie. Good to see you. Nico Japcat. Hey, Mac. Thank you. 11 months. Has it been that long? Holy cow. Thank you for renewing this. Hey, MK. Haven't seen you in a minute. Hey, Penny, for your thoughts. Audrey, 14 months. Oh, love it. Yes, I mean, Mercury has got to be in retrograde right now. Like, what the hell is going on these streets? Like, we normally, well, I say we, like I'm a collective. on the channel, I normally do Funhouse Friday or something, but I'm like, "What the fuck Friday?" seems a lot more appropriate. Hey, Kathy, good to see you, love. Diana, oh, Kate the Bestest said, "Hit the like for deeds on the mother clucking streets." Oh, okay, thank you for the $5 super chat. It's been a hell of a week around here. It really has. Can we breathe? It's Friday. We made it to Friday. I missed, like, 2/3 of the week, but I think I have caught up. I mean, on YouTube, I haven't missed it in real life, but whoo, y'all, it's been wild. It has been wild. Always Street, good to see ya. Hey, Sean P. I know, it's been, like, what, 2 weeks since I've been live? I was like, I think I'm gonna hit the go live button." Hey, mom of a gladiator. It's not a super chat, but it's donations. It's good. Thank you, Pearl. So glad you've been here. I think someone mentioned that that was a fart, like, on my last stream. I think it's my phone on this table. When it vibrates, you guys hear it? Hang on, I gotta look at this picture real quick. Oh, he did a good job. Great job, dear. Okay, now I can focus on YouTube. Right? Well, you wanna know, be honest. Hey, I'm only 3 minutes behind in the live stream, aren't you all proud? I finished watching TPE's video. It took me a hot minute, TPE, sorry, y'all know I love TPE, um, but it did take me a hot minute to watch her live. Hang on, he knows I'm on a live stream, and he sent me a Snapchat that is a video. I bet it has audio. 1 second. It was just a guy video saying, "Oh, look at my work. Isn't it magnificent?" Tater Tot. Hey, Tater Tot. Hope you're well. Hope school's doing good. Hey, Michelle E. Tits, you're on time. That never happens. Hey, Titanium. Titanium, you, Melissa Jade, um, someone else. You guys have been into Gypsy Rose. I cannot get into Gypsy Rose. I watched one of your streams. I watched one of Melissa's streams, maybe two of Melissa's streams, but I'm just not into the Gypsy Rose phenomenon, y'all. YouTube booted you. I know, I haven't it's been a couple weeks, it's been a couple weeks. Hey, fur baby. It started on the 5th, okay. It is in yeah, it's definitely in retrograde. I did say collective, yep, hey, love, good to see ya. Yep has been putting out some awesome videos lately. If Ahmad would mind dropping her link or anybody's link, you know I don't care, but Yep has been putting out some good videos. It's good to see you clipping again. Hey, Eve. Cheers to you too, bud. Did you see I got to add the F word to my name? No. What? What? What is the F word? Hey, Earth. Gerda, member for 5 months. Hey, Music City Mom. Good to see ya. I keep waiting for a Friday to come along where we say, "Man, it's been a boring week." Right, Penny? I don't think that's gonna happen in this sector. Yeah, you missed Fartgate. It was the last time I was live, so it's been a while. I think it was me and Nunya and Johnson up here. I didn't even tell them I was going live. I just hit the go live button. Well, it was StreamYard, so I gave it 5-minute warning. Hey, Rushi. I did say send a picture. He sent a video picture with all his commentary. Love it. I know, I wish, they would catch up with that. It is so hard when I'm chatting because, like, right now, I've been doing a lot of work around the house, and if I rarely catch a live. I'm typically listening to y'all's replays on 2X, and I love listening to live streams on 2X, but if I do catch a live, sometimes I don't even go in and say hi because I can't tag everyone. It's such a pain. It is such a pain. Oh, yep, that'll do it. That'll do it. You might have to we'll talk about that later, yep. It's so funny. I rarely hop into Discord, like, into the actual Discord, um, at Jones's, but when I do, it's because someone's tagged me and they're asking me a lawn care question, so I'll reach out to you on there and talk to you about it. Uh, yeah, I'm so glad I'm not the only one who couldn't care about Gypsy. Like, I just can't get into it. Not playing Betty Thor. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna talk about her a little bit, but I don't plan on playing her. She's losing her mind, y'all. Like, I'm legit concerned for her. Legit concerned for her, and I've only just caught the clips. I haven't watched any of her full streams, like, um, I'll catch a streamer who's, playing her or Clipper, Kool-Aid, Yep. There's some great clip channels. I catch up thanks to them, but I'm legit concerned for Betty. Is anybody else, like, seriously like, I think she's having a full-blown mental health crisis, and I don't mean that disparagingly at all, like, at all. I think something's going on, and she needs help. I was trying to see what Mal said about the F word. I missed it. You're into Gypsy Rose, Audrey? Oh, man. Hey, hippie chick. Okay, TPE's video was fine in my opinion. I agree with some and disagree with other parts, but she wasn't saying she is the moral authority or we need to do what she says. It was just her opinion. That's okay. And I agree. I finally got around to listening to it. Thank you for getting me back on track, Callie. And I am gonna pull her channel up. Let me pull her channel up because I want to go through the parts. I feel like I didn't watch all the streams. I just heard about it. Um, but Did anybody did they did people discussing it? My question is, did they go through and play what TPE actually said? I felt like she was extremely kind, extremely kind. Who cares about Gypsy Rose being pregnant when PG claims Friggy? Oh, what about those claims? Like, this is what happens when I don't go live for weeks, y'all. Like, we have this to talk about. Is Friggy pregnant? Are I mean, PG is never wrong, ever, ever. So, so crazy, so crazy, y'all. You think summer be more boring since everyone's doing stuff and winter be action packed? No, it is. The weather's actually been amazing here, Remy. Good to see you, by the way. But so we've been outside a lot more, but I am shocked too because tip like last summer, the Krama drama streets died down quite a bit, and you're right, it, like, picked up in the winter, but man, it is on fire this summer. Hey, Monica. Hey, Ashley. Good to see you guys. I resorted to the "Hey, everyone" instead of in I get that, that's, a lot of people do that too. I try to make sure to tag everyone back or say "Hey" back. I really do. I'm sad nobody will step in and just tell her to even tone it down. No one in chat, not one in real life. Something like I don't F with unicorns. Love the name, by the way, because you should never fuck with a unicorn. Something's going on, like midlife crisis. I don't know. I'm like I said, it's not like a oh my gosh, she's losing her mind or poking fun of her or anything. Like something's up. It's not good. Not good. Hey, Zero Jules. Good to see you, love. You're heading into your collective meeting session. Have fun. Uh, Red sauce TB. Right, right. So that's why I want to bring it up. I know I'm really late to the game with it, and that's okay. But I do think that TPE. I know, MJ. I hope you weren't live. I just told Allie. I was like, "Oh, no, I didn't even check to see. This is about the time you go live." I just hit the go live button. Um, I feel like a mountain was made out of a molehill on this one. And I know some people are gonna say, "Well, that's because you weren't in it." No, I really I don't think that that's why a mountain was made out of a molehill. She could have put me in it, and I bet she would have been just as, nice to me as she was to those that she likes. Uh, so I heard this, and I can't remember where I heard it, so it's not like I'm leaving names out, I just can't remember where I heard it. Someone was saying that I think it was Granny's today, 'cause I did listen to most of it on the replay. Um, JLR doesn't have violent crimes on his record. He absolutely does. He does have a violent crime against a woman on his record. Um, I didn't include it in my long video that I did about him, but I know Heels has it somewhere on her channel where she talks about his record. It was before he did all that other stuff. But yeah, he does have a violent crime on his record. Um, and that just popped out to me because Penny mentioned JLR. Hey, chasing. Who had a couple of good ones? No life for you. Well, feel free to hop up. Okay, so what we're gonna do. Oh, thank you, MK. That was so sweet of you donating memberships. I hope those who got them say thank you. I see other creators. Um, Hang on, let me see if I can do it this way. We apparently get so many free ones a month, and I don't know how to give those out. Okay, wait, what's this? No. Someone said it's like if you look at oh, here it is. I have 10 memberships I can gift. I can gift 5 now. There you go. Looky there. I didn't even thank you. Thank you, MK, for reminding me that I had those to give out. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna do better at trying to remember to give those memberships out. I have to do it from my computer. I could not do it from my phone. You can't do that because you have a branded account? Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to pull up TP's video and I want to go through the parts where our community was mentioned. I did watch the whole thing. I could tell that TPE was struggling with this and listening to her. Like, she wanted to say some stuff, but she didn't wanna hurt feelings. Like, I don't know, that's the vibe I got. I like to pull the transcript up. Let me see. Let's speed it up a little bit. Because I think people missed out on some of what she was saying. So I want you to hear this part.
Done. So there may be a part 2. I should also add that these are in no particular order because I wasn't going there. I mean, this kind of takes a long time as it is, so they're just going to randomly pop up, and I mean, I'll try to put some of them in order. Let's just see how it goes. We're going to look at these screenshots, and we're just going to talk about it as we go. And when I remember, a story or what happened with regards to the screenshot, then I'll talk about it. If I don't, it'll keep on running by while I talk. Let's get started. Now, I obviously don't have all the crazy screenshots, and I'm sure some of them got lost along the way. But if you have a screenshot that you want to share with me that you didn't see in this video, please feel free to send it over to my TPE Facebook page. And I actually just use the messenger over there. I don't really do much with the Facebook page, no postings usually. Maybe I should start. But anyway, I do use the inbox a lot. And
so she's going through her screenshots. Now, I did see in some of the clip channels that have clipped the content about this, because I have not watched all the live streams. But some of the clip channels that have clipped the content surrounding the hashtag gate, we're gonna call it hashtag gate, are focused on, people have said stuff about, oh my God, 3 years of screenshots. When you're a clip channel, I mean, I probably have screenshots saved in my phone from when I first started clipping. I mean, it's a public thing, but so probably 2 years back. I have a 1 terabyte phone though, so that helps. But yeah, I don't see that as a huge issue, because I want you, Georgia. But thank you for being here anyway.
And you'll find me under TPE, new word, YT, and then in brackets, tragedy pimps exposed. And I'll put that on the screen above. It's also in my about section if you forget. All right, so it looks like we're going to get started here with some Dolly Vision. Oh, my favorite Dolly Vision. Look at that.
So she was just saying she's going through these screenshots. Let me skip ahead. Okay, so here's this part about Jay. And I just want to play this part because what TPE actually said has been twisted here.
Day at a time, exploiting missing children, one day at a time. You and Granny make such a great team lately. More stang.
So she said, you and Granny make such a great team lately. I heard that it was like you deserve each other lately. That was before I watched all of it. But yeah, that's what was actually said. And then let's go to Ziggy. Ziggy.
I wanted to talk about this. Who agrees that tagging missing children in drama streams is wrong, even if you're correcting misinformation?
I didn't go back far enough.
There we have some more Betty. And coming up next is actually Queen Bee. And I just kind of wanted to talk about this. Who agrees that tagging missing children in drama streams is wrong, even if you're correcting misinformation? Is it right, though, to then tag the missing child and their parents and a bunch of other stuff? I personally don't agree with it. And I have spoken to Queen behind the scenes about that. We don't have to agree with.
Yeah, 1 terabyte phones is awesome. Oh man, it's a lifesaver. But I think it was a clip I heard of Laura on Clipper going off and saying that, people can do what they want on their channels and no one should tell anybody else what to do. I don't think TPE is telling anyone else to do what to do. I hear that a lot, like, the righteous do-gooders and the moral authorities and the high horses and the hall monitors. That's another one. She's giving her opinion on this topic. That's what I hear her doing, just like we all do on various topics. I don't think she's saying people, you cannot do this. But her opinion is this isn't good. And with Queen here, she says, look, we've spoken behind the scenes about this. And I don't know. I just think she's being very generous with it.
Don't agree with it. And I have spoken to Queen behind the scenes about that. We don't have to agree with everything that someone does. And
hey, Wolfie.
Yeah, I was close with Queen, and when I'm close with someone, I talk to them behind the scenes about it. So I won't go too much further, but I also am not a hypocrite, and I'm going to be showing screenshots. All there is to it. I don't love the tag cash cow or putting that in a title with Sebastian's name. I just highly, highly disagree with it. And
a lot of us commented on that when it first showed up, or at least when we were, told about it showing up or saw that it was there, that, hey, that's just gross. I remember when, Molly first called Summer Wells a cash cow. It was just gross. So I think we all had an opinion on that. And then I was kind of wondering why this stream is behind a paywall. I don't know, maybe something popped off and something happened. It's definitely possible. I'm not sure. I just wanted to make it extremely clear that I don't get behind a lot of this stuff. I don't get behind the tagging of missing children in drama streams. And I most certainly don't get behind the bashing of the father of a missing child, even if he's acting a fool. And that brings me to Granny. Granny, this thumbnail was definitely in poor taste. I think you definitely got off track and you lost a lot of us. You went too far. You were bashing Seth and you were tagging Sebastian on a daily basis. And you're not the only one. Don't get me wrong. You're not the only one. I just need to make it perfectly clear to my channel members and my supporters, my subscribers, that I just do not support that. And that's why you haven't seen. So she's telling people where her line is, where her line in the sand is. And I feel like a lot of people got very angry about this. And Chasing said, I listened to it. I wasn't exactly sure where it was going at first. I understand the hashtag issue, but I also understand the correcting misinfo is very important. Tagging should get the info out. Yes, but as we were talking, you and I and others the other day, about all the misinformation in Summer Wells' case, and I can see both sides of this. That's what I'm saying. Like, I see both sides of it. When you tag to correct the misinformation, and I've done that. All that stuff comes up. All of it comes up in when new people are coming to a case years later. And I pray to God Sebastian isn't missing years later, but if he were to be kind of like Summer and all this stuff comes up, people get so lost, it's so muddy, they don't even know where to start, and then they just turn away. And that's heartbreaking too. So I do think there is a good discussion to be had here, and it's not that like anybody's way is going to be like, okay, that's the rule that we're now all going to follow. It's just a conversation that could be had to maybe help us creators with our own lines and where we want to take stuff, you know?
Haven't seen me around. That's why I've been missing from a lot of chats. I'm not even sure that I can get down with the going over the interviews of the parents hundreds and hundreds of times. If you're sitting there
Sorry,
picking those
Tammy.
interviews apart, how is it any better than someone else who's doing it? You know, the bigger tragedy pimps. I don't know. I see that it can be a bit better because you're clearing up misinformation. But if you're making money on a daily basis on a missing child over and over again, I struggle with that. So I'm just being honest here. And
Yes,
yeah, I don't want to be a
police
hypocrite,
as
so
well.
calling it out. Doesn't mean I don't like these people. Doesn't mean you won't ever see me again in their chats. As I said, Queen and I were close behind the scenes, and you'll probably still see me there. Just not when things like this are going on. That's all. And again, we spoke about it behind the scenes privately. So that's probably all I'm going to say about it. I can't get behind the tagging of missing children and or their parents when it's mixed in with your drama streams. Unless you're spreading facts and facts only and not covering drama, their names do not need to be tagged in your descriptions. And those are just my thoughts and opinions on that. And everyone might be different, and that's fine. All right, let's shake it off and let's move on.
So, like as she says, that's her opinion. You know, that's where she is with it. And I'm kinda with Georgia on this. Like, I don't understand the uproar over it. I did not listen to Granny or Nonsense's stream, but I heard they took it very well. But I heard there was a lot of outrage. I'm trying to go to where she went last. And I think this is important to remember because there were so many, like here she's talking about Nina's interview. This is really
Chris's ex-wife decided to do a tell-all type stream. And of course, creators used Sebastian's name to push it out there for clicks, views, likes, whatever you want to call it on their channels.
But she doesn't.
So yes, once again, Sebastian was used.
But she doesn't call any of these people a tragedy pimp. And in fact, she goes into great detail about that in a little bit. So that's another point I think people missed.
And it had nothing to do with him. I've noticed that Trev Time has kind of left the community, or at least left his channel. I think he realized how gross it was.
Right.
And I have respect for that. We all mess up. We all make mistakes. So I'm glad he's doing better things and keeping what he does do behind the scenes. Much respect for that. But we did have a lot of people who replayed the stream, had to go over it 50 times, had to go over all the interviews 50 times. And I'm sure some of them were tagging names. And I wonder, is all of that worth it? Do we need to pick apart every single interview over and over and over again for content? I don't agree with it. And there are channels that I respect, or I thought I did. I don't know anymore. I'm struggling in that regard. I'm not going to name names right this minute, but you guys can probably figure it out. Channels who are continuously going over Sebastian Rogers interviews day in and day out, over and over. It's too much, in my opinion. And yes, in my opinion, they are doing too much. And how is this helping Sebastian? That's the question I would ask. How does it help Sebastian get found? By going over these interviews hundreds and hundreds of times, trying to pick apart the words of these parents. I don't know. I just can't get behind it. I'm done with it. It's gross. I haven't really been behind it for a while. I would listen a little bit and usually just leave because, again, it's not helping Sebastian. Here is a quick example. Part 20? Seriously? Part 20 on the same missing child. To me, that is exploitation, and I don't want to be involved in that. Again, just my opinion. I get it. It's calling out the misinformation. But over and over on almost a daily basis. And it gets mixed in with drama. And no.
Hey, Richard. Hope you're doing good, love. Good to see ya. Really good to see ya. I'm reading through your guys' comments as we go through this because I really do want to hear what you all think. Is someone actually that's the thing, Tim, I don't think anybody's searching cash cow on YouTube, so what's the point of it? What is the point of it? Maybe because it was stated in the title as a community issue, so to speak, I don't know. Apparently, most in the community don't pay attention. And I do agree with that as well. I don't think a lot of us pay attention to hashtags. I know that since it's been brought up recently, there were people who thought that me and Joneson and Nunya did drama at the beginning of a true crime stream I did that was about Dylan Rounds and the missing moms in Oklahoma. I didn't feel it was drama. There was a video clipped that night about it. And in my next live, I said, yeah, it sucks to be clipped like that, but it does make you think and realize, other people, they're going to take stuff and they feel a certain way about it. And I can absolutely learn and grow from that. And I addressed that, oh my God, like 4.5 months ago. So I don't know why it got brought up again, but it did. The point is, even when it sucks, even when it hurts, there's still something we can take away from it. Even if we disagree. I don't agree that we did drama in that stream. So even when we disagree, we can take away something from it.
As far as I know, Nonsense does not tag Sebastian's name, but she does tag the parents' names. But how much better are we if we're covering the same missing child day in and day out? Picking apart every single interview. I don't know, guys. I can't get behind that anymore. It's been a while. It's been a few months. I've been struggling with it. Anyway, people should go where they want to go, support who they want to support. I'm just struggling these days, trying to figure out where I fit in. And it seems there are less and less places that I fit in. So I don't want people to think, and Nonsense to think, that I'm coming down on her hard or calling her out or anything like that.
I agree.
And Queenie either. I certainly don't want to make any of our subscribers that we probably share feel uncomfortable about going to any of our channels. Yeah, I just wanted to open up the conversation and ask you guys, do you think this is exploitation? I think Nonsense does a lot of really great correction of misinformation, and I think that can help in the community, but I also think a lot of it isn't helping. I mean, we've all seen those interviews over and over. And I'm going to give you an example of something that I just can't get behind.
So there, a lot of praise for Nonsense, and I know later she does touch on Dutchy, and I keep knocking stuff over on my desk. I personally don't agree with the assessment or with TPE's opinion of Duchess's streams, but it brings up that deeper question, like someone mentioned earlier in chat, and I've been thinking of it too. Like, are we helping? And I think a lot of us have been questioning that for a long time. And, some people have pulled back and some people do less and some people do more. And that's great too, because we want to help and we want to see a change. But when it comes to some of these creators, the Dollys and the Bettys and the JLRs and, who you would consider a tragedy pimp, I don't know that it is helping. I don't know what we can do to actually help. I honestly think videos are probably where it's at when it comes to correcting misinformation and putting the corrections in timeline formats just because they'll be easier for people to find, maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think?
So there's been a lot of reviewing of Seth's words.
Oh, thank you, Shay.
And I'm not going to say Nonsense was bashing Seth. And I don't think Queen necessarily was either. I'd have to go back and listen, but I think it's mostly the chats. And it can often be maybe a panel guest. But even when we start and we say something, well, in my opinion, it gets everybody going and going and going. And I don't understand why. Why would we ever want to replay horrible things that he said in his son's name or about his son? Why would we want to replay that? Why would we want to bring attention to that? Any attention to that? If Sebastian's out there, he doesn't need that on 50 channels.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Titanium. Like, just for me, I could hear in her voice, like, she struggled with a lot of the things. That's what it sounded like anyway.
He doesn't need his father's words gone over 50 to 100 more times. Again, I'll say it again. It doesn't help Sebastian. Sure, we're clearing up misinformation and we're giving our opinions, but what is that really helping? And I'm asking myself that sometimes too when I'm clearing up misinformation, and I don't put stuff like that on my channel. I don't like to repeat horrible, disturbing things said by anyone, let alone. Anyway. It's just not worth repeating. And again, I'm stuck here. I don't know where to go from here. And I could use your input. And I notice here that we do have Seth Rogers tagged in this video. And just to be clear, this is from Nonsense. And I can't get down with that. I'm not sitting here trying to say that these channels are tragedy pimps necessarily.
Hey, Fringe.
But it is trauma. And they are participating in trauma. And I'm not saying I haven't ever participated in trauma, but, you know, I don't sit up there doing anywhere from 3 to 7 hour live streams covering the parents of missing children and picking apart interviews with parents of missing children.
Well, I want to touch on that a little bit, Amethyst, and I have talked about this before, and this isn't like a negative thing towards Nonsense or anyone in particular, but I'm hearing that more and more, people saying like, I'm not true crime, and I don't do true crime full time on my channel, but we're in that arena. We are talking about true crime cases. And when I talked about this a few months ago, like even Burnt Toast, when she is reviewing Betty and calling Betty out on her BS, she has to know the facts of the case. So she has to be able to get those facts to be able to call the BS out. And the same with all of us that review people or correct misinformation or debunk stuff. We have to know the facts. And so that puts us in some category in true crime, because whether we like it or not, we're talking about cases. We are absolutely talking about cases. So it throws us into the same arena. I know what you mean, and I know what others mean when they say I'm not a true crime channel, but we're in that arena. We're discussing these cases. So where does that put us? I don't know.
I guess that's where the difference lies. And no, these channels are not harassing families, and they're not standing outside with a bullhorn. So obviously there are different levels here.
Right. Like it's
And
not
maybe it's just
bad
a
to
lower
have an
level
opinion.
tragedy pimp tactic. I don't know. Again, I need your help here, guys. Please do weigh in. And again, I'm not here.
I talked right over her. Where people were saying that, like, they were being called tragedy pimps. Here's what she
Picking
said.
apart interviews with parents of missing children. I guess that's where the difference lies. And no, these channels are not harassing families, and they're not standing outside with a bullhorn. So obviously there are different levels here.
I agree.
And maybe it's just a lower level tragedy pimp tactic. I don't know. Again, I need your help here, guys. Please do weigh in. And again, I'm not here to bash anyone, call anyone out. I just want to have a conversation about it. That's it. And I do really appreciate all the time and effort that has gone into correcting misinformation and putting out actual facts. So please don't let that be lost. I'm just kind of thinking about the tagging and about the parents and about the going over the same interviews and technically reporting on the same missing child over and over again and making money while doing it. So let's talk about it. Where do we draw the line? When is it that we're not calling out the trauma, but that we are the trauma? Where's that line? Do let me know in the comments and in the live chat. I'm trying to make this video a little bit long so that we do have time to talk about it live in the live chat. And who knows, maybe someone can review this and have a panel.
Well, I can see that. Titanium, that, some people would be upset that she went to Queen and not to the others, that are in our little sector. But she said she had a personal relationship with her behind the scenes beforehand. So I guess my question would be, did she have a personal relationship with the others? So maybe that's why she felt comfortable reaching out to her and not the others.
About it. Because I'm struggling. I don't know where to go, don't know where to fit in anymore. And I'm not saying I won't be back to those chats. I just want us to do better for Sebastian and for any missing child. Tagging his parents isn't that much better, because it all leads back to him. All the mess. Just because we didn't start the mess doesn't mean we have to get in the mess and make it bigger. Just my thoughts. And I would like to be very, very clear about this. This is not to start drama. This is not to start a back and forth with anyone. I don't want to make any bigger messes either. And I know people want to go somewhere and find out what's going on with the cases and the drama. It's in our nature. We want to find out. And hey, those channels that I just had up on my screen are often great places to get caught up. And I'd much rather give my view to one of those channels than, say, Dolly or Betty, because at least we know we are probably getting factual information that has been vetted for the most part. Absolutely. And I know there's a lot of hard work put in to do that. So again, you're probably going to see me in there. This is just to open a conversation and see if there's any way that we can do any better somehow. That's all. So yeah, that's all for that. So let's end there with that, and let's move on. Back to some tragedy pimps and a bunch of screenshots.
So then she goes back to the tragedy pimps. Oh my gosh, Prayer Garden.
Instead of idea.
She
And I was
is bugging
shocked when
out.
she actually typed ideal instead of idea as well. So not only does it come out of her mouth that way, but she even types it that way. Anyway, I thought that was cute and funny. So back to the seriousness. It's Slimy Smiley. And I do remember this live stream. Don Wells called in. He used foul language, the N-word. Pretty sure he spread some misinformation. But of course, the stream was left up and he was encouraged to keep talking. I don't know. For myself personally, if a parent of a missing child reached out to me and wanted to speak on my channel.
Okay, I knew I wanted to go here because I don't necessarily agree with TPE here. That's the beauty of us all having our channels. We get to have our own opinions on them.
He spread some misinformation. But of course, the stream was left up and he was encouraged to keep talking. I don't know. For myself personally, if a parent of a missing child reached out to me and wanted to speak on my channel in this community, that would be a hard no for me. I would inform them that it's not a good idea, that every word you say will be picked apart, and that during the worst time of your entire life, while you have a child missing, you may not always act the same way that you would if you weren't going through trauma. Anyway, you guys get my points. I just would not be platforming these people. However, most of these tragedy pimps love nothing more than to have these parents on their panel, and they pimp them out. It is what it is. It'd be one thing if they were up there to just give the facts, but it doesn't turn out that way. And it doesn't turn out well for them as they sit up there and in the days to come afterwards, when their every word is picked apart. And as a creator in this community, you know that. And you know that's going to happen. So why platform them? Again, just my thoughts. Everyone's different. And I do think there are some creators on here with really good intentions. They're hoping to help spread the word about the missing child. But I do think that most of these people, most of these tragedy pimps, they're up there trying to be an armchair detective, and I'm going to catch him saying something on my channel. And of course, having the parent of a missing child on your channel will bring the views. So there's that as well. So is it about the money? Is it about being a detective and trying to catch them slipping up? I don't know. Probably a little of everything. And then there's a small percentage who actually care.
Oops, sorry, that was me, but that's a good spot to pause anyway. I don't know how I feel about this, because I do think that there is a way to ethically interview parents of a missing child, because I do think that they deserve to have a platform to speak about their children. I don't do interviews. I don't think I'd be very good at them. And I don't have like personal connections to the family. Brandy's been up here a few times, but most of the time it's, engaging in stuff that has to do with this little sector on YouTube more so than and giving us her personal thoughts and feelings on it. But I don't think I would reach out to and ask a family member to come up. But if they were in my chat and they wanted to come up and chat, would I let them? Yes. But I think I would take great care to be very careful with them. It's a very difficult time that they must be in. And I can't even imagine it. I can't even imagine what that is like to go through. And I do agree with her that a lot of creators that put these family members on that have been through this trauma are doing so with the intent of playing armchair detective. Now, I don't think that about Dutchie, and I know she's going to go into Duchess next, so that's why I want to put that up there, because I would actually use her as an example of how to have these interviews with these family members. She kept the drama out of her stream. She kicked a few people out. There were times that she asked them, you don't have to answer that if you don't want to. I'm feeding you the questions, but please feel free to not answer something if you don't want to. And I think that if I were to give an interview with a family member, I hope that I could do it in a similar manner and treat it carefully like that. So I do think that there is a good way. I think that there are times that while we think of them differently and we want to treat them with respect, they're human too. And that's kind of what I think about when Brandy hops on and we're talking about, YouTube issues and things like that. We're talking about her child. If she wants to hop up and say something pertaining to that, who would I be to say, no, you can't do that? Yeah, I want them to have their voice as well. So It's another one of those gray areas. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? I think there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. Absolutely.
And if the parent asked to come up on the panel to help spread the word about their missing child, that's a different story. So that brings me to my next point or part of conversation. We were going to talk about Duchess and these interviews. And she had Chris and Katie on her panel. And when I refer to someone having good intentions, it would definitely be Duchess. I think she's kind, she's sweet, she does a lot of work for missing children. She helped with the billboards. Anyway, she's done a lot. She puts his face out there, she puts the facts out there. My concern here is that when you have an interview with parents on your panel, you know what's going to happen. Those interviews were picked apart so badly for days, weeks, months. It's still going on. And then we have Duchess again.
And that is a double-edged sword. You know, we want them to have their voice, and we also know that they are going to be picked apart. But I still think that the best thing to do is to host them and handle them the way that she did, because they want to get their baby's name out there, and that's all we want for them. That's what we are striving for, right? The facts. And hopefully the facts are coming straight from them. So I like I said, I think there is a right way and a wrong way, and I think Duchess falls under that right way category.
And going over the same interviews, picking out words and I don't know, guys. These are the things I'm struggling with. And I like these people. I have respect for these people. But where do we draw the line? Where do we draw that line?
That is a great point, Pearl. People tagging autism. I wonder if I've done. I actually might have done that in the stream where we talked about autism, though. But yeah, you're right. You know, if they're looking for autism information and support, they don't need to see these true crime cases. That's a great point.
We are trauma. I'm covering this trauma right now. I don't know what to do, where to go, where the line is drawn. And maybe we just leave it as everybody's line is different. But again, missing children, being tagged, parents.
You posted 2 questions here or under TPE's video. Let me know where.
Names being tagged and repeated drama over and over. And it's the same drama over and over by all these channels. How many channels do we need to pick through these interviews? How many? And as viewers, why are we watching it over and over? The very same interviews over and over again. As Sebastian gets further and further lost. I just think it's sad. Where do we go from here? I don't know. Again, like I wrote earlier, it sounds like a me problem. So where do I go from here? Maybe that is the question I should be asking. Where do I go from here? I guess my thoughts are that keeping the parents of missing children off of these trauma panels is one of the first steps. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It just sounds helpful. These parents, they just have no idea.
I got him now.
What to do and what's going to happen. They can't foresee the future like we can because we've been around long enough to know what happens after these interviews. And they literally get pressured to speak by those tragedy pimp channels. Pressured to speak because if they're not speaking, they must.
And I get what you're saying, and I hear you in this portion of it, because it does. It typically turns into a shit show. We've seen that with Dawn and Candace Wells. We've even seen that some with Brandy. We've seen that with the Proudfoots and Seth Rogers. So I understand what you're saying, but I do think they still deserve a good place to land too. I do.
They must be guilty. I guess I just hope that as the good guys, that we would forewarn them.
That's so true, Richard.
And tell them that they don't owe anyone on YouTube anything. But again, if it were me, I would just really advise them to not come into this community.
Okay, and see, again, she always posts back to the tragedy pimps. Who is this? I don't even know who this person is.
Michael Vaughn, these psychics make a lot of money and they're always wrong. Every time.
Oh, yeah, I do. Never
Wrong,
mind.
wrong, wrong. And it's a joke. Yep, they just sit here and make money. Hand over fist. I know I did a video or two on that Candace Star person who was in the previous couple screenshots. Me the wrong way. It says, sending love and light to our baby sister, Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Summer's Army, gang, gang. Come on. Summer is not your sister. You don't know her. None of us do. Doesn't mean we don't care about her, though. But she's definitely not our sister or our daughter or anything of the sort. Look who it is again. It's Dolly. And he's sitting up there getting paid, working on Summerwell's t-shirts. I don't think you're supposed to do that, Dolly. How much did you charge for those t-shirts, if anything? I'm honestly not sure. I don't remember, but it definitely sounds like something you'd do. So these are what I was referencing earlier, and all the copies of bombshell information, which is the CPS, or fake CPS reports that Ziggy decided to make up, and here's more and more and more, all about it repeated over and over again. Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting what she said about the boys, disgusting what she said about Summer and her parents, and plenty of other people. Ziggy, and you're still on there, doing disgusting things. Over and over and over again. Numerous lives, hundreds and hundreds. Oh look, there's a picture of my channel when I had only 300 subs. I was so proud. I took a little picture. Anyway, moving on. More Ziggy and her bombshell BS. I just can't believe how many streams she did on the very same topic over and over.
Hey, Gavel.
Oh, Dolly. Sebastian kidnapped hoax. Breaking news. Seth grifts potatoes.
I don't know why I stopped here. Are you good? Are you good? MJ, do we need to send help? What are you doing, girl? What are you doing? Okay.
And this is unfortunately Queen Bee, and she's tagging everybody during a drama stream regarding Betty. I find it sad. All the parents and Sebastian, not cool. And then, of course, we've got Grifty. We know she tags Sebastian and all the missing kids and all the drama and does it all together. And in this one, it even says, well, it says a bunch of stuff, and then it says, the purpose of these streams are for entertainment purposes only. The views and opinions of the guests on the channel are not the views of the channel host. Aw, way to cover your ass, Brittany. Way to cover your ass. You tag missing children every...
Someone told me Brittany said she wasn't in here. Girl, you in here. You in here.
day of the week. And you run drama and BS for hours. And you sit up there and you grift in these missing children's names.
God.
And you have no shame. You'll grift for anything. You lie. You even set up some fake swatting at your house, which was a load of BS. And that was proven with documents. And I believe that was on Deetz's panel. It was proven over there. Oh. And you did it all so that you could be the...
I was busy reading. Yeah, we did prove that. And then I think she's came out recently and said something different. And by the way, Mal, I starred your 2 questions, so I am going to go back to them as soon as...
For hours. And you sit up there.
We're done with this. I got new headphones, and when I barely touch them, it pauses in place. Sorry. But yeah, I starred them, so I will ask them after we're done with this. It's almost there. But I heard recently she said that, I don't know, she's changed it again with the SWAT that wasn't a SWAT, that was a SWAT, that wasn't a SWAT, that was a SWAT, that wasn't a SWAT.
There, and you grift in these missing children's names, and you have no shame. You'll grift for anything. You lie.
Agree,
you even set up some fake swatting at your house, which was a load of BS, and that was proven with documents. And I believe that was on Deetz's panel. It was proven over there. And you did it all so that you could be the victim, and so you could rack in a bunch of money. So anyway, that's Grift Me, and she's a tragedy pimp, a major one. And now we're going to move on to Brooks from Crime, Lines, and Lies. And she just did a really dirty thing. I mean, she's done a lot of dirty things, but this one was really dirty. She released a very drama-filled phone call, and it was to do with a fight with her and her mod, and she decided she would tag Sebastian Rogers in that video, but it had nothing to do with him. Not only did she do that, but she also called Brandy, didn't tell her she was recording her, put her on the spot, and I won't say much more than that, but it was dirty, it was low down, and it was disgusting. And Brooks, you should be ashamed of yourself. And this here is another Sebastian Rogers rally. I may have already gone over that one, my bad. And all the taggings and all the drama. Oh, and here's another one behind a paywall. Press conference about Audrey Cunningham. Why would that be behind a paywall? Strange. Maybe something popped off in that one too. Not sure. I guess I just don't understand why anyone would join membership to see a press conference that was free on the news channels. And next, I just wanted to briefly bring this up as an example. This is when I talked about it earlier, when Allie passed away and the Hunter stuff and Andrew Hilt stuff happened. Live stream after live stream after live stream. And to me, it just felt exploitive. That's kind of when I stopped coming around as much. And I would still go in. I would just go in when it was something I agreed with. That's all. And yeah, I don't know why there were so many all in a row. And it was sad. And Summer Wells is tagged as well. and that upsets me. It upsets me a lot. So Forgotten Whispers tagged Sebastian Rogers tonight in a stream where she was going over this weirdo's timeline. The guy had a bunch of stuff wrong, and Forgotten Whispers, I'm trying to say this nicely in the nicest way possible, but she didn't know what you were talking about. And if you're going to review something, you should probably know a little more about what you're talking about in order to correct the misinformation, or anyway, at least know what you're talking about, because it just didn't sound too good. And you have his name tagged, and I just think you should do better. Reminds me of the time where the severed head showed up on your stream, and you obviously hadn't done the research to know that that was going to pop up. It's pretty important that we know what we're reviewing for that reason and this reason. I left pretty early because, yeah, it just wasn't a good look. She also lost her monetization, but she has a lot of pay links. My thoughts are, if you're going to tag a missing child, the stream should be pure facts, and facts alone. No drama, nothing else. Just the facts. Or don't do it at all. Don't tag them at all. Don't mix missing children's names in with your drama. Because when people would like the facts about the missing child, they're going to come across all of your drama and BS. And that's not fair. Don't tag the parents' names either. That's also not fair. Because those parents' names are directly connected to Sebastian or to Summer or whichever missing child is the parents that you're covering. It's unfair. And it is not helping these missing children. When we tag them, when we have clickbait, none of it's helping. And I'm sitting here wondering, what the heck am I doing in this community with people around me that I thought I respected, that I want to respect, that I want to be in the same community with? I expect this type of thing from Dolly, Betty, Ziggy, Prayer Garden. I enjoy correcting misinformation with you guys. But if we're going to sit around and go over the same interviews with the parents over and over and pick apart their every word, I don't want any part of that. I don't want any part of the clickbait. I don't want any part of the tagging and granting. We just saw a screenshot of yours, a recent one, and I'm going to put it back up on the screen because you were doing a Betty review and you tagged Sebastian. Why? Aren't you supposed to be one of the good guys? All the so-called good guys that I mentioned today are people that I want to hang out with that I am now extremely disappointed in. And maybe there's a way we can just talk it out. And maybe there's a way we can do better. I really do think we can do better. And I hope no one's mad at me. These are just my feelings and how I've been feeling for a few months at least, if not longer. And I'm not sure where to go from here. A conversation, a panel, or you guys could just stop tagging Sebastian Rogers over and over. Stop picking apart the interviews with the parents over and over. It's wrong. It's low-level tragedy pimping here. Low level, like really low. But is it? The drama mixed with the missing children is obviously called trauma. And I thought we were here to call out the trauma, not be the trauma. And that's where I'm drawing the line for myself. And again, if you're doing a stream where that isn't happening, then you'll probably see me pop in, and I hope I'm still welcome. I really do, because I'm not here to fight with anyone or cause anyone any pain or hurt, but I also refuse to compromise my morals and my integrity, what I stand for, and I just can't do it anymore. So there's that. Anyway, hopefully this opens up a healthy conversation. This isn't drama or a fight or something I want to go back and forth on, but I'd be willing to have a healthy conversation about it anytime. I can be reached on Facebook Messenger. It's in my About section. And again, this wasn't to ruffle any feathers, wasn't for drama, not for clicks, views, likes, money. It's just how I'm feeling. And because of my absence, I wasn't sure if people were, maybe nobody even noticed, but I just kind of wanted to explain where I was coming from and how I was feeling. So if you're on the replay gang and you weren't with us in the live chat for the conversation, I would love to get your feedback. And even if you were in the live chat and you want to comment more, please do. The comment section is open, and yeah, speak freely. Just speak respectfully, obviously, and freely. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Toodles.
I let that whole last part play through because I think it just kind of summarized where TPE is. You know, she's saying, again, I don't feel like she's telling anyone what to do and what they can and cannot do on their own channels. Like she said in there, this is, you know, her line. It's where she is and how she feels. And like we all review and commentate and give our opinions on things. And that's what she was doing. She wanted to open a discussion. Girl, you got, what did I see earlier? 407 comments. I did not even read any of them because I'm afraid to. I'm not even sure what your comment section looks like. But I can imagine. I know that pause gave us something else, wasn't it? That was pretty funny. Let me show you guys again. Um, that's a good laugh. I don't know. I felt like it wasn't quite she wasn't telling people they could or couldn't do that. It would, it's just something she wanted to talk about where her line was, what she felt, and wanted to know what others think about it. Mal had 2 questions for us back here. She said, I'm curious everyone's thoughts on how to get the corrected misinformation to the same realm as the false information if the false information is what is found when searched. That's a great question. This is just my thoughts on it from being here. Oh my gosh, 2 years now. You don't gain a whole lot of new people in a hang on one second. We don't gain a whole lot of new people in these chats when it comes to a new case. And I mean in all of their chats now, JLR and Dolly, specifically those 2 come to mind, have found a way to manipulate the algorithms to uh, do their thumbnails, and they have built a huge new following with the cases. But for the most part, the ones chatting were their typical members. So they're saying the same things over and over to the people that they've been saying them to for previous cases, and they add on a little bit with each new case. And I feel like it's the same with us when I debunk something or do a live stream that's correcting misinformation. I don't we don't typically see a lot of new people. Maybe a few new people wander in here or there from other chats in our sector, but for the most part, I don't know how many people are coming here for a specific case. That I would really like to know. I'm really curious about. Hey, Papa Jones. I think so, Khaleesi. I think he did. I think he did. Um, Hashtags don't matter. This was a dumb point from the jump. The line is real life and lying on cases of families, not words no one looks at. The truth can be found in the personal shots. What personal shots did she put in there? Did I miss him? You came to this community because of Gabby Petito. That's how I found true crime, actually, was searching Kylie Rodney and watched everything that came up. See, I'm with you perfectly. I don't look at hashtags, but they do help. We know this. We've learned this. They do stuff. Hashtags are only a problem on drama streams. Like one problem, you mean? I don't like hashtags, but I love hash browns. Yes, have a great dinner, TP. Yes, popular cases will bring in more. I think you can get new people when the case shifts to a different area and people get invested because it's close to home. I think what happens, she didn't actually say that. I heard that when I was on the Jerks. Granny said that's what she had said, but when I took the time to listen to the stream, that's not what she said. Let's see if I can find it for you real quick. She didn't say they deserve each other. Where was it? It was under Jay's clip. Yeah, she had some sass to it, but that's what she said. They make a great team lately. Oh, I wasn't sharing it. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I found it. She said they made a great team lately, is what she actually said. I'm sitting here thinking I'm sharing it with you guys, and I'm not.
Bring you out. They quit, and then they decide not to quit when they realize there goes your money. Your pockets aren't filling up quite as much unless you're tagging these missing children and spreading misinformation and drama in their names. So, of course, you came back. You and Dolly both. Oh, look, it's J for Justice. Spreading misinformation one day at a time. Exploiting missing children one day at a time. You and Granny make such a great team lately. More stank toe, more clickbait.
So yeah, it wasn't that you deserve each other. I mean, like I said, she did have sass on it, yeah. I get what you're saying. They matter. It makes no difference if we look at them. It's the way YouTube shows our videos. And using a hashtag with a missing child's name means those lives show up when people search for info on that child. But what can we do? I think this is a valid question. This is where I see both sides of this. What can we do if we are wanting, when we were correcting all that misinformation about the United Cajun Navy, of course I tagged, I'm pretty sure I tagged Sebastian. I know I tagged United Cajun Navy, because we want people to see the correct information. So what can we do in those instances? When it comes to new people coming to learn about a case, what good is that if we're only talking about one case for months at a time? That's a great point too, Cami. Some people really thought this, and that was a point. Another thing I wanted to talk about, because that was a big topic. I didn't hear, but Jonesyn did, and you talked about it on the Jerks, and I was there as well. That this was planned. That she was trying to attack certain people. I didn't see that. Well, I can see why people. Okay, here, let me just show you. Typically, when I search for a case, let's not do Sebastian's. What's a random case? Okay. So I just searched for Gypsy Rose. Well, there you go. Well, when a case, what I think of is that new stuff comes up first, but there are a couple that do come up before that. Maybe it's just when a case is fresh, I typically see like news sources first. Let's see. Yeah, like here, I type in Karen Reed. The first ones that pop up are news channels. So that's typically what happens to me when I search for a case. But there's attorney Melanie Little. She's halfway down the page. But yeah, we get to, let's see. Let's do Sebastian Rogers. I guess this isn't technically searching a hashtag though, is it? Right there, JLR. Silver's on the scene. Annie, 10 to life. Why is this coming up in a Sebastian Rogers stream? Let's see if he's got the hashtag.
Good evening.
So why did this come up when searching? Like, it's not in the hashtags. That's why I don't understand how this all works. There's no mention of him in their stream at all, but you guys saw that. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Hmm. Chat doesn't like that profile picture. It's like the old game of telephone. Some people perceive things differently, and we do. We do. If I wanna see if there's been any updates, I search via hashtags. Hey, Jonesy. I know I went live without telling y'all. I think people also don't realize that when you search a hashtag, it still goes based off your views. It suggests videos with the hashtag it thinks you will like. It's hard to find true information and up-to-date stuff other than long cry. Sister Man Ray, I have been watching more LawTube than anything lately, for me personally. And I agree, Mal. That's why I said, like, I do think that, we should want to get this information out there, and we wanna correct misinformation. So what can we do? Well, I shouldn't say it like that because then it's alluding to the fact that we can't do something, and of course we can. We can. If we want to hashtag Sebastian in every stream, we can. Um, no, I just played it. I just played what she said, y'all. I think it hang on, I might still have it up. No, I don't. I clicked off of it. She said, "You guys have been making a great team lately," is what was said. She didn't say it quite like that. I'll give you that. She said, "You've been making a great team lately." Good to see you, Richard. Have a good one. Yes, yes, yes. You have a great weekend too. We should do an experiment. Type in, if it continues like this with the drama channels, people will stop coming to YouTube. I don't know many people that come to YouTube for factual information on true crime. I just don't. Um, but I think social media as a whole is really hard. Well, that's not true. Let me take that back. Let me walk that back a little bit because when you do try to gather the facts from their interviews and from what they've said and things like that, so those are all over. But social media as a whole, everywhere, has been a slippery slope into just being. I don't even want to say drama. It's a whole new ball game of quote unquote true crime. Oh, I'm far behind. Sorry. There's some creators who hashtag to bring in views for money, and then there are creators who hashtag to hope to make a dent in the misinformation. And that's why I think it is. Yeah, but I just typed in Sebastian Rogers and it comes up with that. That was weird. No, they didn't have any Sebastian streams. Let me double check. I don't see any on their channel. I mean, they're a big channel. They have over 100,000 subscribers. No, they're just like a travel channel. There's, like, nothing about Sebastian on their channel. I wonder if they is it are we getting to, like, the Facebook era where you can pay? No, there's no other videos on Sebastian. I've never searched a ha I don't even know how you do it on YouTube. I thought it was just, like, putting in the like, into the thing, into the box. The YouTube algorithm is unlike most and it is almost impossible to figure out, but many have tried. No one searches like this, right? It's just the words alone, but YouTube will recommend based on many things. Oh yeah, they spread a lot of misinformation. That's a fact. That is a fact. YouTube has a great job, in my opinion, recommending me videos based on what I'm watching. Oh, well, maybe I have been watching some travel channels lately. Maybe that's why they stuck that in there. I don't know. Oh. Yeah, we listened to what TPE actually. Oh, well, no, we listened to what everything that TPE actually said, and we were just kind of touching on that. I didn't read the second part of your question. I think that was just what one person in the chat was saying, but we went over her whole thing because I didn't. Once when I went up with you on the Jerks channel, I hadn't watched TPE's whole video, and now that I've seen it, I'm like, what's the huge deal? No, if you listen to the whole live, she talks about how she doesn't think that those people are tragedy pimps. I think she said that, is it tragedy pimp light? Maybe. But yeah, she doesn't say that those people are tragedy pimps. Hashtag still work, but the Google algorithm is a mystery. And I think it's all a mystery. And Audrey, I think that's what happens too, is there are times I obviously click on a Dolly or a Betty stream to see what the drama is and what the crumb is. I very rarely click on a JLR stream. But yeah, people still are gonna watch them. And that sucks. But it does happen. To me, it's my struggle, my own personal struggle is when someone is so adamant with their misinformation. People think that I dog on people for speculating. I don't even have a problem with those that speculate if it's based off of some facts of some kind, but when people are speculating based off of lies or rumors or just flat out disinformation, it's like, wait, you can't form a good theory when the basis of your theory is falsehoods. So that's when it gets frustrating. And also when people are just so what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say direct, but that's not the word I'm looking for. But when they are just so adamant about what they're saying and it acting like and sounding like it's the truth when it absolutely isn't most of the time, that really gets under my skin. Mr. said, in my opinion, the info to do better was lost by those who seen their screenshots pop up and talked about. I found it interesting. And I think that we get that way. Absolutely, we get that way. We all do. Just in chat, Jay is a yes. And that her statement was sarcastic, but to me that was like implying because she's saying they are alike. I get what you're saying. Okay, let me get to Mal's second question. But although nobody really answered the first one, like what can we do? I, I I guess use discernment. Is that what we can do? Is use discernment when we are hashtagging and talking trauma, talking about trauma creators and calling out trauma creators and being trauma. Like, I look at trauma a little differently than even what TPE stated in her video. So I think that's the wisest part there is to just use discernment and do what we think is best. That's all we can do on our channels anyway. I don't think anybody has any malicious intent, no pun intended, when it comes to some of the things that they're doing. I want to believe that people aren't doing it to get ahead or clickbait like some of the tragedy pimps are. So I think discernment is what it comes down to. Second question. If the parent in a missing child's case turns themselves into a social media creator, not necessarily incest case, just in general, do we as a community always turn an eye? What do you mean by that, Mal? What do you mean by turn an eye? Because I know Candace Wells created a channel, and now Seth has created a channel. Layla Santinello's mom, Jennifer, she has a TikTok account. I'm sure there's others, but what do you mean turn an eye to it? I think anyone who covers true crime is a tragedy pimp. Let's not kid ourselves. Intentions be damned if money is involved. Ooh, I don't necessarily agree. Um, but I'd love to hear what you mean. Are you meaning at like face value because you are making money off of a tragedy? Because then that would cover a heck of a lot of people. A heck of a lot of people. Not sure there is a resolution. I think each creator just does how they do. Your community and subs come to get each of your takes. Just do you. If it works for your community and subs. I think a big takeaway that I took from this was the hypocrisy, though, is, sometimes when we call out other creators for doing something that we are doing ourselves. And I think that's a big takeaway. That was something I took away from it. That's something that I've thought about for myself and my actions on this platform. When, clip channels have clipped me in a not so favorable light, I've thought, oh, yeah, I'm being a bit of a hypocrite there. I need to work on that. The biggest and most damaging thing that happens here, short of direct abuse of the grieving or fact reports to Ellie, like 72 ETIPs to Delphi. Dude, I have the Delphi community. That's another great point. Like I have tried to understand like what's going on in Delphi, and there are not very many channels that just put the factual information out there. Because Delphi has created such a crazy community here on YouTube that there is no cracking that code. No cracking that code. None whatsoever. Yeah, that's what it is. Like they swear they know the truth. And they're wrong. I think most people jump ship your comments and clip channels. Stumbled into these streets when they were in Georgia. I was aghast. It was a comment that pointed me to the truth tellers. Ooh, I like that. Right. I think the only time that I think like here, when you saw the thumbnail and the title of this live, you knew you weren't coming here for true crime tonight. I mean, obviously we're talking about true, cases and things pertaining to true crime, but we're not going through a timeline or the facts of a case or something like that it's going to be a discussion. Topics are going to be had, things like that. If you click into a stream thinking you're getting the facts, thinking that you are going to be discussing true crime, that that is going to be the focus, and then it just turns into a drama or even a trauma stream, I can see where that gets very frustrating for subscribers. Oh, I love you, dolphins. Melissa Jade always makes me laugh. What'd she say? She didn't even say anything. I think that Granny has been acting like a tragedy pimp lately. She admitted as much and then said she wanted to do better. See how it goes. There's that answer. Does or not personally, she can think, yeah, we're all allowed to think what we want. Absolutely. And we can all do better. Just like people used to go pick out a magazine, YouTube content is similar. We have gossip columns, fact finders, and other genres. People will think what they do. Hopefully ethics isn't lost forever. Well, that brings me to my next point. Let me get to the bottom real. I don't think you're a tragedy pimp. Like where the line is when they started doing creator things not necessarily about their child. Are they still off limits because they are a parent? When does it become their responsibility? I see what you're saying because I've had this feeling for a while too with the bashing of Seth Rogers, because he is the parent of a missing child, but then he does some like outrageous things, and I understand some of the criticism towards him. Um, and I think I got a little outraged without taking that into consideration that maybe some of the criticism towards him was warranted because I was so strong on my stance of he's the parent of a missing child, he's off limits. But, when you are engaging in it, I'm trying to tread lightly here. You're obviously some of the criticism is warranted. Um, I still think that this is just for me. This isn't me up on a moral high horse. I'm not some righteous do-gooder or hall monitor, or I'm telling anybody else what the fuck they can and cannot do. I feel like we have to put these freaking disclaimers out there now. But in my opinion, I do think that he still deserves to be handled with kid gloves because I would like to think that I wouldn't lose my damn mind and go insane if my child went missing, but I probably would. I don't know what I would do if my baby was missing. I don't know what type of person I would become or how I would react. Or when you go through something traumatic, it physically does something to you. And I don't know what type of Stephanie would emerge from that traumatic of an experience. And so I want to sit up here and say, like, oh, I would never do half the shit he is doing, but I don't know. I just don't know what I would do. And so for me personally, I do think that he still deserves a certain amount of respect and kid gloves. And some of the things that I heard, calling him a fat ass and things like that, like but I don't think anybody deserves that. Period, hands down. So that's just me. That's just me. Yeah, even news channels cover tragedies, and they'd be big tragedy pimps as well. Hey, Rhonda. I think just be honest about your channel and who you are. If you're here to make money and your area is trauma, then don't be ashamed about your hashtags. It's not ethical, but that's personal. Yeah, they can still be held accountable. Maybe it's just the manner in which it's done. I think it was wrong of him to put, essay on his child and to out some of the stuff that he has done. But that doesn't mean I have to drag him through the mud for it to say what I just said right there. Hey, Jinlu. Good to see you. I say in the, oh gosh, I call them tragedy parasites personally. We're bad actors, but the common phrase is I don't even like the word pimp. So, but that's what I try to use because it's what everybody else here uses. Yes, she does have great coverage on Delphi. She sure does. Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true to a certain extent. Oh my gosh. I think my StreamYard had frozen because now it just jumped like 5 minutes. It wasn't me this time. It was StreamYard. I'm blaming StreamYard. I think that's Twinkles. That's the difference. Is it criticism or bashing? Because there are two different things. Absolutely. That's so sweet of you. But there's probably a dozen people on here who would disagree with that. It's frustrating to when people call you that, when they say, "Oh, you're a moral do-gooder," or uh, a righteous do-gooder, or a hall monitor, or this or that, when all you're doing is sharing your opinion just like they are. And just because my opinion is looks a little different from yours doesn't make me any of those things. Jenny, someone tried that. Oh my gosh. Do you all remember? Bless her heart. Bless her heart. This has been over a year ago when Constance Sue wanted like rules for the true crime community. And it was hard for her to get this out. She just needed 2 minutes, but she couldn't get through those 2 minutes. But I think her point that she was trying to make, or at least what I think she was trying the point she was trying to make, was that if there was a set of rules that everyone was to follow, then she would know who to hold accountable. Because it's almost like TPE's video. Like when you hear, and Granny and I discussed this a little bit over on the Jerks channel, like, a lot of us are the ones that came up with these quote unquote rules, or we're the ones that, put the line in the sand and said this is wrong because we called out these people. And by we, I mean a collective. Oh gosh, there's that word again. I mean, this whole sector said, that this was bad for Dolly to do, this was bad for Betty to do, this was bad for, all these tragedy pimps to do. And then now some of us are doing them over here. So we made up this confusion ourselves. We had a hand in it. And, calling out Dolly for his hashtags. And now those of us over here are engaging in that, like, whoa, what makes us any better? And that's kind of what Constance was getting at in her uh, rant. I don't know what else to call it. Is just that, like, she wanted to call out one creator for something that everybody had said was wrong all this time. But now that this creator, and I don't even remember who the creator she was talking about, so don't ask me. But now that this creator was doing it, it was supposed to be okay, and it didn't make sense to her. But there's no possible way that there can be like guidelines or bylaws for true crime. It would just never work. Never. Never. And it became a whole mess. But I understand her point. Like, why is it okay for us to say it's wrong for this creator to do it and then for us to turn around and do it? I think that's what she was getting at anyway. Hey, Anonymous. The speculations and conspiracies surrounding the Delphi case are absolutely, oh yeah, they are. They are. Oh, the mod book, not the mod book. I have been called a righteous angel. Put rules on people that go against them every single time. Many of us are Gen X and millennials. We're designed to not follow the rules. Do you remember that, Soup? I just need 2 minutes. I just need 2 minutes. Oh. Hey, Nonsense. Good to see you. Yeah, that's the thing, is we can all do better and be better. Absolutely. I was really looking forward to that as I self-admittedly walked over that line so often. I do think this has spawned its own drama now, and I'm not interested in that either. I have seen that there, it's kind of taken on a life form of its own. That's why I played through TPE's actual words, so we could go back to the root of it. Um, and what was actually said there. Is there something for us to learn from what she said, or is it just, another creator with an opinion and nobody sees a need for people to do better? I'm a solution person too. Present me a problem, I'm looking for solutions. My husband, I have to like legit tell him sometimes, I'm not looking for a solution to this. I just want to vent to you, because he is so solution minded. Like, if I give him a problem, he's going to find the answer to it. Like, no, I just want to vent. Sometimes I just want to vent. We can all do better, Tanga. Absolutely. But grouping people together and coming up with, it being a conspiracy or something like that. That was wild. That is wild. I was just talking shit about you, Bendy. I said, I don't understand all of the Gypsy Rose hoopla. I don't. I can't get into it. I tried watching a couple streams. Men want to fix sometimes. Exactly. Like, I just want to talk the crap. Just want to talk the crap. And we have to be willing to face the music, especially when we have called out this shit before. Like, if we're calling out sniffers in the field, whatever his name is. Oh my gosh, I watched that live you're doing. It's been a couple days now. Maybe it was last weekend nonsense. That dude's something else. What is it he says about the dead body? I can't even bring myself to say it. He says something before you were saying it over and over. I can't remember. But, if we call out some of the crazy stuff that dude does and then we go and do it, how's that any better, Yeah, Silver's in the field, I think is what his name is. But here's the thing, Georgia, who's trying to control? Why do people say that? Like, who's trying to control it? Tragedy Pimps Exposed is giving her opinion just like the rest of us crazy mother truckers do with the channel. That's what we're all doing here, is giving our opinions and our thoughts on stuff. I don't feel like anyone's trying to control anything. Sniffers in the air. That's what he. But what did he say? Like bing bong or something weird? I can't remember. Bloop, bloop. Thank you, Mal. Bloop. I was like, bloop yourself, man. What the crap? He was a weird one. I'm not a fan of Gray for Delphi. I don't have issues with Gray. I know a lot of people do. I'm not a fan of him for Delphi. I don't agree with his opinions on a lot of it. Oh, someone told me I need to log out because YouTube already knows me. Search cases from a couple years back or random things. Let me see. Let me try logging out and searching a case. See what it does. I could clear my cookies. That sounds weird. Sounds kinky. Okay. Yeah, because I don't watch any of these channels. All right, so I signed out. I searched for Summer Wells. And I don't know who Adam Brown Adventures is, but 5 days ago, he posted a video that's already got 140,000 views. Yep. See? Here's Slop. What is that? Third video down. Evil Exists. Don Wells adds crazy details. Slop. Candace Harrer, Summer Wells' grandmother. I'm sure that's full of useful information. Man, look at the ads when you're signed out. Thank God for premium. Kendall Ray, that's probably halfway decent. I don't know who this guy is. 2 hours ago. Well, that has nothing to do with summer. This is weird. Oh, people also watched. Okay. They're in WJHL. Ryan finds truth. The interview rooms whole playlist comes up. Don B. Oh man, I heard he's doing Sebastian's case now too. Look at that. There's a bunch of his that come up. See? That's an issue. That is an issue. That's an issue. So what do we do? How are we supposed to combat that? Does he have any who? Don B? Let me see. Well, it's right there in this Summer Wells video.
I'm such a new.
Ooh. Yeah. Candace Bly, Don Wells, Summer Wells. Yeah. Oh, let me click on the hashtag. So I clicked on the actual hashtag. 15,000 videos on 965 channels. Well, the older stuff's coming up first. That's interesting. That is interesting. So are our hashtags even helping then? If you use the actual hashtag and it takes you to all the older videos. His hashtags were just Dawn, Candace, and Summer. There's a newer one. Harsh reality. Ugh. All right, let's click on
Today,
see what her hashtags were. Summer Wells, Dawn Wells, Candace, and then Bly. Not together. Candace and then Bly. Okay. Bullhorn Betty, Molly Golightly, JLR, and Chronicles of Olivia. So how do we help combat that? Yeah, the body language channel. Yeah, Prayer Garden's not on here. Would how much money those videos make YouTube play into it? Possibly, Ribby. Possibly. Possibly. I do like Kendall Ray too. Hey, Citizen Sleuth. Yeah. I think with as small as our channels are in this sector, and I mean that even if, the largest one in this little sector has, 20, 30,000 subscribers. How many does your channel have, Chasing? 30? Like, that's still tiny. That's still a very, I'm friggin' pissant on YouTube in terms of size. So, yeah, there's going to be, although I don't think Don B has a huge channel, does he? Bigger channels are probably going to be up there further. How many does he have?
Sounds like
I don't know how you people don't buy premium. Oh, he's got 28,000. Michelle After Dark, Sav Girl, Novelist, Prayer Boy. I mean, could you imagine just coming into... Hang on, let me see if this is actually Chasing. Oh, it is. I didn't know that you can look at the authentication. I don't know how to do it. You can turn your face off if you want. Do you think it puts the bigger channels at the top? But there's some smaller channels up here.
It does. One of the things I just come up to say was you can search by hashtag or not by hashtag, and yes, you're going to get the same exact thing. The thing is, when the creator hashtags That in YouTube language, it means Summer Wells. It doesn't mean hashtag Summer Wells. It just means Summer Wells. That's all it means.
Look, it's the same thing
So
as what I did when I just typed in some. That's what I was thinking
exactly.
it was.
Yeah, well, some people are like, but I've never searched by a hashtag, or I never look up hashtags.
But
Right,
it's
you don't, but
see,
YouTube
guys, it
says, oh,
says
right.
15,000
YouTube
videos,
saying
956 channels.
exactly. So it's just the language that YouTube talks in. It's hashtags. It's just like on Instagram, hashtags. So if you just write in on your tags, Summer Wells, Candace Wells, Dawn Wells, whatever, drama, it does it. Whatever you put in your tags, some random person from Facebook comes over here and wants an
Look
update
at
on
this.
Summer Wells, and they type it in. That's how it works via hashtags. None of these channels she's going to find, or the top 40, they're all going to have hashtags.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody searches by hashtag. That wouldn't make any sense.
So so do you think that us hashtagging? I'm crackling? You're crackling.
No, that's what I mean. They said,
yeah, you're crackling a little bit, but I'm used to you crackling. But
let me know if that's any better.
We'll talk again.
Is that better?
A little bit.
Oh my god, I hate my life, bro.
There's still a little crackle.
I hate everything.
Your your headphones don't like StreamYard. So does it help at all if we hashtag to combat that? Does it help at all?
It should, as long as you are consistent with your hashtags. See, people start switching up their hashtags. Like, let's say it's nonsense, and she's specifically debunking misinformation on Sebastian's case. She should be hashtagging every single time the same things. Sebastian Rogers, Seth Rogers, debunking. Whatever the channel is that she's debunking, that should be a hashtag. But it should always be the same. And what happens is people change their hashtags because they're not sure if they're getting in the algorithm or if anybody's going to see it. But if you are consistent, when you're consistent with those same videos, then that's what you should do, because it does work. And that's how, if you take any of the YouTube creator courses, that's exactly what it tells you to do. Use your hashtags. Don't use a billion hashtags, because that's called stuffing, and they hate that. They're not going to, they're going to restrict. You're not going to really see. If you have 50 hashtags, you're not going to get in there.
I was just curious what came up under Cash Cow anyway.
Cash
and Co. How to start a Cash Cow YouTube channel.
But Tracy, it'll never work because we always have new people coming around. Well, that's the whole thing. If you have new people coming around and nonsense is hashtagging Sebastian Rogers, at some point, as the new people who are coming in come around and they're looking for an update on Sebastian, they'll start seeing her videos because he has his name hashtagged. And I know that makes people uncomfortable because they're like, well, but you're talking crap about Smiley or Don B or whatever. And I get it. But at the same time, do you want them to find a video where somebody is putting out complete misinformation using the hashtag? Or
you're getting really bad, babe.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah, you're getting robot-y now too. I just searched autism because I just wanted to see, because that was one I hadn't thought about, like, if we put a autism hashtag in there, because he's on the spectrum, and then people just searching for something and they come across one of our streams, that would be bad. But yeah.
All right, now I'm standing beside the Wi-Fi. Is that any better?
That is
probably
better. Hey, Dutchie.
You should see where I'm standing. It's hysterical. So
Yeah.
the thing is like Georgia's saying, yes, I know that it's going to make people feel weird if Nonsense ends up talking about Betty at the same time she's talking about Sebastian. But if she's playing Betty's stream and correcting misinformation, you want hers to rise to the top before you want Betty's to rise to the top, right? Does that make sense? That's why
Yeah.
the hashtag matters a lot. The thumbnail matters a lot. The people who sit in the chat for a long period of time, that matters the most. So if you have a 4-hour stream and you're barely losing anybody, that's engagement, and YouTube pushes you up higher.
Oh,
So
for
if
sure. And every time you guys comment in the stream or press those silly, like I don't see them on StreamYard, but if you're streaming through YouTube and you press like the hearts and the 100s and stuff, that helps your engagement. That's why a lot of creators will tell you to drop a 1 in chat if you do this or that, because what it's going to do is it'll flood the chat and it floods the engagement portion of the algorithm. And so that's why they try to keep the comments flowing.
Well, I think Nonsense's thumbnails are really good because it numbers each one and it tells you what she's doing. But for your hashtags, Nonsense, if Betty has a stream talking about Chris Proudfoot, Katie Proudfoot, the Bauer socks, and her search for Sebastian, and you know it's complete bullshit and you're going to debunk it, then you would hashtag all of those names and Bullhorn Betty's name and debunking, right? That's what you would end up doing. And I know based on the TP stream, right, that's going to look like, well, why are you making videos about all of this stuff and you're debunking, but you have Sebastian's name tagged? This is exactly why. Dietz went and logged out. She can search for Sebastian. And if she plays those videos, the top 15, there's going to be so much misinformation and frustration in there because they know what they're doing. Look at you see how they're.
Second one is Bullhorn Betty from
There you go.
yesterday.
There you go.
And this is on the signed out account.
Right.
I doubt there's a whole lot of Sebastian.
Okay, Fred.
Oh my
time
gosh.
to find our
How do people deal with?
And there's a million ads. Yeah. But she knows about thumbnails.
So
and
I'm hearing all the lies and misinformation going around. I'm covering the case of Sebastian Rogers. He's a 15-year-old boy that disappeared from inside his locked home with only his mother, allegedly, and has not been seen or heard from since. He just was beamed up to Scotty, right? Went to bed, according to his mother, woke up, and he was just evaporated into thin air. And so with my quest for the truth and my commentary on this, apparently somewhere along the lines, they can't seem to stay off my channel. And apparently my commentary is too threatening for them. They can sit there and tell me that they're going to run me over with a car. They're running.
Yeah, this was rough.
They're going to punch me in the throat, and we can have Terry Bauer socks follow me around for literally 30 minutes, and then start harassing me in a public parking lot. So those things are.
He wasn't following you around for 30 minutes, you crazy lady. See, yeah,
this is why it's so important. And well, Remy just said, how did she get to the top? Look at her hashtags. Also, she was supposed to go to court. Yep, JLR and Betty. She was supposed to go to court.
One set of parents and one blaming the other parent. It's insane.
Yep. The reason she had such high engagement is because all of those 900 people stayed the entire time. They were there to hear exactly what she had to say about court. What was she going to say? So that propelled her to the top of the list. Now look, Dolly Vision. You see, they know how to make the thumbnail, put the right tags in there, and get the people onto the. I mean, look, this is somebody logged out. This is not Deep's computer.
Yeah, I'm signed out. I'm going to keep scrolling till I find. I mean, I would consider Michelle After Dark a really a decent, ethical creator for the most part. Sometimes I disagree with what she's saying, but for the most part, she's pretty good. But I'm going to keep scrolling until I find someone who we would consider like in our little sector of debunking. I mean, there's Pascal, the Lore Lodge, Nancy Grace, Inside Edition, Jennifer Coffindoffer. Holy cow, she's
Clutch them pearls.
Giles, Nancy Grace again, Christina Randall.
This is why it really matters.
I think Web Sleuth is pretty good too. Annie
Silver's
Elise,
on the scene was right there.
Yeah, Don B.
And Silver's on the scene is a new channel.
See, and look at this. She only has 1.7K views, so it's not about the views.
No, click her video and see what her tags and stuff are.
I can see him right here. Sebastian Rogers, Tennessee, missing child, missing person, Nancy Grace, Amber Alert, case update, Sumner County.
Well, case update's important too, because that's a clickbaity thing. And people will type in Sebastian Rogers case update, Sebastian Rogers updates. And those words mean something to YouTube. So they're looking for the tags, like, where can I find this? Or in the description or whatever. I mean, I don't do any of this on my own channel, but I know about it because of research that I've done. I do none of this, but you should.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
If you're trying to correct misinformation, you definitely should be using the correct hashtags for sure.
So I think that goes to the conversation more so about, are you correcting the misinformation? Are you just calling out another creator? Are you just engaging in the trauma? I think that goes into a deeper topic then.
Nonsense, I would, because she's discussing him while harassing the family. Otherwise, people who know you are finding your stream, but people who don't know you and aren't looking for any of that, they don't know.
It took me that long to find Titanium built. Probably, no offense, Titanium, probably because of Vinny on there. Like, what the crap?
It's crazy. Look at that. Yeah. Look at that. So this is to a stranger to our community. What? Look at this. And every single one of them has tags. And it's consistency too. Like JLR will post, several times a day.
That's why creators do go live. Like, if I were to go live every day, I would probably have, a couple hundred more in here, because YouTube will then push out my video. But since I don't go live every single day, they don't want to push it out. Like they do.
Right.
Like, consistent engagement is another important
big one. Yeah.
Top. Hey T, good to see you, love. Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna be pulling up a lot of people.
Yeah.
You're going to go through all of this crap. See, that's why I said this is a double-edged sword of hashtagging. Definitely a double-edged sword.
And Gavel's like, yeah, I'm always afraid to use them. A lot of people are. And now I totally got TPE's sentiments on the video. But I was thinking in the back of my mind, well, for new people coming over from Facebook or TikTok or wherever they're coming from, if they're searching for a specific thing, they're going to find all of the tragedy pimps before they find people who are really trying to get misinformation corrected, because that's just how YouTube works.
And I agree with Allie on that. Like, if you're correcting misinformation, I think it does make sense. But
I mean, if it's a pure drama stream,
I mean, there are times when I've gone live and corrected misinformation, like the first hour, and then it's, trauma for another 2 or 3 hours. So that's a tough call.
It is. But sometimes you can also clip that hour and put it in its own video. You could do that too, if you wanted to. But, I don't know. But yeah, I just came up to say about the search thing, because people are like, I don't even search for those. I know you don't.
I know. And I was thinking the same thing too. So I do think there is absolutely an important topic to be had here. Absolutely. And I think some of us are doing it wrong. Absolutely.
Yeah, LFT, no, don't put that at the beginning. Put that at the end, because people aren't searching for misinformation. They're searching for Sebastian. They're searching for Chris. They're searching for Katie. You put that at the very end of it, not at the beginning.
Just think about what you put in when you are searching a case. I know if I was to go search for the latest Delphi trial case, I'd put in Delphi update or Delphi trial, something like that. That's
exactly. That's what you put in. Richard Allen update, Richard Allen court. So you want those tagged Richard Allen Court. And don't think just because you put Richard Allen and then you separately put court that it's going to put those together. Sometimes you have to do all three.
Yeah, let me see.
A
Let me
lot.
see what. Let me just see what comes up. Richard. Oops, I hit the caps lock.
Aries, shush. Stop breathing on me. Who was that first one?
Court TV or no, Lawyer Lee. I've actually
Okay.
listened to a few of her things. She's growing on me. Not on Del. I haven't listened to her stuff on Delphi. I've listened to her stuff on Karen Reed. She grew on me a little bit. Yeah. So a lot of new stuff is coming
Same with
up
Karen
there.
Reed. I bet if you put in Karen Reed, Glare is going to be up there because he has consistent people in his stream. He may not even be hashtagging it properly, but that consistency and he's covering that case every single time. He'll probably be
I
there.
don't know. I'd say it'd probably be a lot of new stuff at first of
It
Garen.
will. Yeah. News at first, I think. And
Baker for sure.
sure, yeah. She's huge. Jeez.
Lawyer, I know they're both very big. Legal Bites.
I bet once we get past the news to normal creators, I would think Lara would be in there. Now, if he doesn't hashtag, that would be big
Attorney
mistake.
Melanie Little. Yeah. There's so much with that. That's such a huge case.
Aries, go.
There you go. Yeah. But while you're up here, I want to play your short. I hear we might get struck for this.
I think I'm going to probably get struck for that. I don't care
I heard
either.
this morning, I did watch the Karen Reed hearing today, or listen to the Karen Reed hearing today. So I'm gonna have to see. I'm anxious to see what they what the judge decides.
I miss Jackson.
I know. The new guy was a little slow, but I get it.
He's supposed to be great though, but
I'm sure you all have heard this. It'll go fast because it's just a 1 minute short.
Oh my God. See, right here, this is what I'm talking about. By the way, where's the proof of that? Show me the proof of that. Because I haven't heard MM say that happened. Just saying. I absolutely have not heard MM state that. The only person I heard state that was somebody else, but not MM. And even in the original video, that never came up either. So you might want to recheck your facts. Just saying. Because, by the way, it's not illegal to watch porn with your kid. Just saying. It's not really a CPS issue. Is it morally wrong? Yeah, but it's not illegal. Just saying. So check your facts before you come in here with that. Thank you.
My jaw dropped to the mother trucking floor when I heard that.
Girl.
It's not like, who even thinks that? Who even thinks
MM's baby was 8 years old. And you're saying it's not illegal to watch P with that baby? Or what? I was baffled.
Who even says that? And it's that definitive statement of, you better check your facts. Girl, check your facts. It absolutely is illegal. It's considered child SA. It can even be considered dissemination of.
Of course.
Dissemination
the way
to a
that
minor,
New York, New York State classifies it as child abuse, even if there's no physical contact. Exposing a child to this material is child endangerment and goes under sexual abuse laws. Cut it out. That is crazy town. Stop it. Stop it right this minute. She only had one call. We all know what the call was for. It was for a few things, and that happened to be one of them. So please stop saying that that is inaccurate, because it is not. Stop it.
I'm just... I shouldn't be. I'm just like, of course it's illegal. Why would you... I have no words.
Sweet one,
why
I
I
don't
was
know if
like,
you can take a 7-year-old in to watch an R-rated film. Maybe these days you can. I have no idea. But I know you cannot watch porn with your child. It's illegal.
well, an
Like,
R-rated film's different than pornography, like hugely different. Even if there's, a nudity scene or something, but
the way that it was said with such
oh,
conviction,
fiction.
did you like look that up? Like, why? What? Why would you say it? Like, check your facts. Where did you get that information? And why would you ever? What? Why? Like, why? I don't know. I don't know.
It made no sense to me.
No, I started clipping a whole bunch of stuff, honey. I'm not even done. Not just her, but just a bunch of stuff. Like Betty's lawyer that she paid for, didn't pay for, might have paid for, is raising funds for, doesn't need the funds for. Somebody else paid for the lawyer. The lawyer will be there Monday. What? Like what?
Oh,
What?
oh,
She was
okay.
crazy. Jody
What?
Sue too. Because she's my twin. I
What
have
is
to.
she getting a lawyer for now, too? What the crap?
Well, Betty's getting a lawyer to go against the Bower Sox because they have money. She clearly said it, that the reason she doesn't have a lawyer in the lawsuit against Queen, and the things she said about Queen were so gross. Like, she's trailer trash. She doesn't have money. She doesn't have a window to piss in or throw it out of or whatever. So I didn't need a lawyer. I'll handle that. But these ones have money. I'm like, ma'am, you've been talking about these people's money and houses and trailers since you got on Sebastian's case. Is that what all this is about? And now she's raising money for an attorney that later in the stream she says is already paid for, that somebody stepped up and paid for this attorney that will be there first thing Monday. And she needs to pay the person back. So she wants you to cash out, Venmo, or PayPal her. I'm like, wow, this is a whole situation with this lady.
Great. Now I've logged out of YouTube and I can't remember my password.
No.
Oh, I got it.
Oh,
All right.
yikes. I'm
I'm like
no.
going through all my known passwords. I'm like, I could have reset it, but that's such a pain in the butt to do. So I was like, oh,
It
I'll
is.
go back. But
Yep, said
yeah,
I clipped it too.
this
Yep.
community has been insane this past week.
Yeah, it has.
Insane.
It has. It's been it's just awful. I don't know. It's all awful. It's awful. And I know you and I and the girls, we've all talked about correcting the misinfo. Is it worth it? Does it do anything? And I think
Yes,
after a
it's
while
the
you get
number one
exhausted.
question.
Yeah.
It's a very important question because you want to think that it does some good, but then like under, MJ and I corrected the WSU Mom Kim stuff. And, I got someone under there say, just like a few hours ago who said to me, she didn't lie about anything. I'm like, girl, just go to the section where we read mail. Just that little portion alone.
Right. But see, that's the thing there too. You guys you'd have to consistently be doing that to ever get into the algorithm of correcting anything, because only people who know you are going to see that, right? Because like with Nonsense's series, because it's going on and on and on and on, people are eventually going to see it as long as she's consistent. But if she did a one and done, most people aren't going to see that. Like if I did Summer Wells debunking every day for a year, people would definitely see it. It would show up. But if I did 4, nobody's going to see that. It's impossible because of the volume of videos on these 2 cases. They're just too big.
Yeah, that's true.
Retrograde.
I do believe they were actually dating. I do believe that because I've seen some proof of it. But if I wouldn't have seen the proof, I would not have believed it either. So I do believe
Betty and JLR?
Yeah, Betty and JLR.
That's nasty.
It is nasty.
I don't like it. I don't like that. He's better with Magnolia. They look okay together. That's better. I don't know.
It is good. It is.
It
And
is
that's
good.
why I do feel there's a difference between you going live to debunk some misinformation and this live here where we're just talking about trauma. We're just talking about, we're just discussing the things that are going on in the BS. There's a big difference. And I know some won't agree with me on that, but I do think that there are some streams where we should tag.
hmm
And some that we shouldn't. Obviously, there's no reason for this to have any of the true crime or cases that were, I talked about Summer Wells. Should I put her name in my hashtag? No, barely
No.
spoke
Right.
on her, searched it, so I do think
Right. That would be like you picking one creator that was mentioned and hashtagging them. That would make no sense, right?
Steph B's recent scandal in legal troubles. That AI is something else. I still don't have it. I'm jelly.
You don't?
No. I think I need
it's
to
so
update
fun.
my YouTube app.
Oh, it's so
I
fun.
need to update my YouTube app for sure. I know.
Yeah, poor Crystal. Yeah. Crystal's like, oh shit. Damn it all to hell.
What did she say?
Yeah, it's rough. Well, Georgia was like, yeah, she's kind of making it out like you're still on the fence about what she did, but I mean, it's pretty clear. It was rare to see Crystal out in the street, Now we're seeing her show up in places that typically she, I mean, say it without saying it, she's not happy about it, and you can't blame her. Shit, I wasn't either. I was shocked. That was the one thing I thought. No, there's no way. There's no way. Yeah, she does a lot of things, but they're absolutely not. Nope. Mm-mm. You couldn't have convinced me.
The AI summary needs fixing. Absolutely. Is it still in beta form? Is it still in beta form? These
I thought it was done.
YouTube beefs. Everybody's fighting with everybody. Like, I don't even know who gets along anymore. I think everybody hates everybody. Is it the heat? Has the heat gone to y'all's heads?
No, I hate the same people I've hated for a long time. Nobody else. Nobody knew. I never liked Betty's ass. And a few other select motherfuckers. But other than that, no, I'm good.
It seems like everybody's in an uproar.
Oh, you're going to stop yawning, Deets.
I know. I need to.
Don't you have
I hate everyone equally. I hate everyone equally. Yes, I do.
You need to get some.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where TPE was going with her videos, is that a lot, I don't even want to say a lot, because I think some of them were calling out misinformation, but some weren't, and I think when we abuse the hashtags and stuff like that, are we muddying the waters that we're trying to clear up? And I think we can be. We've talked about that a lot before ourselves. Just, are we crossing the line that we set for ourselves? Things like that. So I do think it opened up a good conversation. Once I went and watched it myself. Doesn't mean we have to agree with everything she said, but I do think that there was room for a good dialogue for sure.
Yeah. I think it did open it up for a conversation. I think people wanted to have the combo with TPE, not necessarily with everybody else, but she's in the chat, so it works.
Yeah.
Oh, Crystal, now it's your scandal. I don't know.
Oh, now it's saying they're discussing a scandal with. Oh, someone sent me a funny clip of Prayer Garden from last night. Let's listen to this real quick.
Oh boy.
I'm just gonna play it off my phone because you can't see her face anyway.
She was too ignorant. Too ignorant.
Oh,
too lowly.
Listen to how she says
and she was too ignorant. Too ignorant. Too lowly educated.
She was too ignorant. Did you hear?
Ignorant.
And she was too ignorant. Too ignorant. Too lowly.
Some of the words this woman says, I can't.
She was too ignorant. Can't with that one. Yeah, that's how she's saying it. Ignorant. Ignorant.
Where the hell is her
Oh,
accent even from? Like the
girl, I don't
words,
know.
they never
That
come out right. Her words, never.
that was Prayer Garden of America. She makes the worst thumbnails. I saw. Let me pull that up real quick. I saw one.
Girl,
I
did
think
you
it was
see
the
the
last
one?
one
Oh,
where she
I
had
am about
Summer
fed up with
like.
this motherfucker putting
Oh,
Summer's face on all these people and bodies. Okay,
did she change it? Oh, she must have changed it. Someone. She
asshole.
had. She did change it. So okay, let me share this. Before it had like prayer garden. It had Summer like up in the like up above Fred's head in this latest one. And now it's not there. So she did take at least she took Summer out of that one. Unless it's on her community post or something. Like this. Like why? Why are you
Why?
doing that? Like that's fine. That's cute. Although I'm
I'm
not even
calling
gonna
Jesus right
comment
now
on.
and telling him about it because he hates that.
It's just
Oh,
so
stop it.
weird. That's
Yeah,
not
like you're cutting
Summer's
her head out and
body.
putting it on people. Yeah, I
That's
hate it.
not
I hate it.
Summer's body. It's so bizarre.
Now she's hiding under bushes. Dawn's playing a fucking banjo. Oh, riding with Snoops. You know, that's normal. Oh, hi. Now she's pale ghost white.
Like
Oh, carrying a cat with Jesus himself.
and
Jesus
now
doesn't even
she's
look like that. Oh, she's an angel with a fucking horn now. I can't with
yeah.
this lady.
I
So, all about that she's passed. You see, it makes
yeah.
me so angry. Oh, Sebastian's passed
What
away too.
in the hell?
Sebastian's on a donkey with the Mother
What
Mary or
in the
somebody.
oh my goodness.
Imagine their parents running across this bullshit right here
I
and
would
seeing that he's in heaven on a donkey. I will
I
beat
would
you.
bawl. I would
It's
bawl. I was
awful.
trying to see. She's got Summer up here on this angel.
Oh my
I didn't
God. I
even
didn't
catch
even notice
that
that.
at first. Oh my
You see?
goodness.
It's
Jeez.
so
What
infuriating.
in the world?
What the fuck? Elijah and Summer.
No,
Okay.
Quentin.
Because
It's
this is
Quentin.
normal.
Quentin and
Oh, it's
Summer didn't
Quentin.
even know. Like, what in the something is
I can't.
wrong. What in the heck?
Oh. Now she's the St. Patty's Day elf. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. None of this is normal, bro.
No. No,
Ugh.
it's not normal at all.
Oh, she's on the phone. Who's she
Just
calling?
called to wish you a happy. Oh, she's
I can't.
wishing. Quentin's wishing her a happy birthday. Okay, that's not
That's
creepy.
normal. Not
That's
at all.
not creepy at all, Prayer Garden. You are one weirdo. I don't understand this. I mean, I can understand this. You know, you take her picture and you put the cute little thingies around it, and yeah, I wouldn't be upset if it was like all like that. But why this? Who even thinks this? Like, ooh, let me wake up today. I want to put Summer's face on the back of a car roadster with Quentin Simon. That's so bizarre to
Never
me.
in life have I seen the crazy that comes from that lady. Never in life. Oh, hi.
All the
That's
missing
great.
children doing Christmas carols.
Yeah. With the manger, no less. Oh, she's baking
That
now
is
with green
not
eyes.
creepy at all, Prayer Garden. Why did you give her green eyes like that? Those are like fake eyes on top of her real eyes.
I can't. For a baby who's not seeing Santa because she's missing, you're putting her in all these scenarios. Can you
Oh,
not
there's
do that?
Jesus and Summer in the barn. What?
Yeah, that's normal. I can't. Why? Why? Who's this lady?
I have no idea. Who is that? Is that
Who's that guy?
who? That's
Detective Pruitt. I'm
Pruitt.
dead. I'm finished with
What?
life.
What is happening here?
Well, he was with Jesus and they were feeding the swans. And then Summer had a teddy bear. What?
Oh my
Why?
gosh.
How many people like that image? Please go back. Go back to Pruitt. How many people like that image?
335 people.
I cannot.
335 people. We know you can
They're
do it. Get this
crazy.
case solved with the help of God Almighty and our Lord Jesus Christ ASAP.
ASAP. Oh my God. I am definitely calling Jesus today. Oh, Summer's at a desk with Jesus. Oh, is that
Who's that?
Jinkies?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
Jinkies or Daisy.
This is so weird.
Oh, Christ. Ma'am.
I
Where's
don't know.
Mickey?
Okay. Again,
Don't
not
forget
on her
Mickey.
body. Oh my
No,
goodness.
never on her body. Like always some other random ass body. I can't.
Exactly, Cammie. She's missing. This
I
is
miss Leah.
so weird. Hey, Miss Leah.
I'm gonna say bad words. So, all right, I'm off to feed the fish. I love you. I'll be in the
No,
chat.
I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen all of that by chasing. I hadn't seen that. Yeah, we can leave Prayer Garden of America. That's for sure. She can stay over there and on the Summer Wells channel. That's what she calls it. I want to know how much, and I don't care about what people make on this platform and blah blah blah. But if you are calling it Summer's channel, how much has gone to helping Summer? It's a legitimate question. How much has gone towards her reward fund, towards flyers, towards advertisement, towards anything to do, maybe donation to Equisearch, something like that. How much, if any of it, has gone towards helping Summer if you're claiming it's Summer's channel? Well, we just saw Allie. That was weird. That was so weird. I don't click over on her channel so much. These are her $100 meme apps. $100 meme. It costs her $100 for those apps. Well, she can get some free ones. I'll do the same thing. You know, she's the kind that uses those Facebook posts. If you hate cancer, hit like now. If you don't share this, we're going to shut your Facebook down. Yeah, Soup, you're absolutely right. Hey, Brantley, thank you, love. This place sometimes makes me feel like I've completely lost it and we'll never get it back. Right. It does. How can we not quit this place, though? We keep coming back to it. It makes you wonder, like, how did you stumble into this sector on YouTube? Didn't you hear how Summer gets internet and the bestest, and Summer gets apps to do the what? She ain't sending any of that. Right. It could have went towards a lot of blip boards. A lot of blip boards. I appreciate it, Brantley. Yeah. When YouTube becomes your world, weird things happen. That's one like equals one prayer. Ugh. Ugh. What else has been going on around here, y'all? Anything interesting? Let me see. Let me see. Let me go back here to my history. I'm trying to find a Yeps video I watched this morning. I just watched it. I just saw Pearl's video of Ziggy get a job. Here, let me show you guys this. If you weren't over at the Jerks, this is pretty funny.
You know she able-bodied, and she's only 42. But every dollar in her pocket is freshly leached off you. And as long as you keep paying up, every time she squeals and sobs, I can guarantee you one thing: she will never get a job. It's time to stop your crying. Ziggy, have some dignity. It's time to get a job, girl. No one else here lives for free. It's time to get a job, girl. No one else here lives for free.
Do you think she's really knocked up? I can't. If we have little Friggy Hills running around here. Oh, wait. I'm going to go to. Okay, so Yep had 2 really good ones, but since I didn't. Well, I said we weren't going to play Betty Stuff, I'll play the shorter one. Let me drop her channel link. Here we go. I'll just play the 2-minute one. I won't torture you with the 11-minute one, but the 11-minute one was pretty interesting. Down in Mississippi, up to no good. Look at that clutch set. Really? How much? I can't.
People that are his family that love this boy. He is the only one out there searching. He's the only one that seems to give a damn in his family about this boy. So if you see anybody on this platform criticizing or has criticized Seth, Tony, myself, unsubscribe immediately and block them.
We have to unsubscribe and block people that are criticizing not only Seth. Okay, I could see it if she's making a case for the father of a missing child, but not only him, but if they're criticizing her or Tony, that is somehow now criticism of Sebastian. Is that what she's saying? Hey, Be Real.
Not just unsubscribe. Unsubscribe and block them. Stop all communications with them. They don't deserve your time. They don't deserve your support. And until they understand what it's like to miss a child under these circumstances. And you know what? I don't know any parent like me. I think Seth has been good. Can you imagine if it was my child that disappeared and people wants me to be respectful to them and their feelings? I would tell them to get bent every way from Sunday. Nobody's going to tell me what I can and cannot do when it comes to my kid.
Get bent every sway from Sunday? What does that even mean?
Has been good. Can you imagine if it was my child that disappeared and people wants me to be respectful to them and their feelings? I would tell them to get bent every sway from Sunday.
Every sway from Sunday? What does that even? Bright light? I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? Hey, Bella, how's it going, love? You have to wait 5 days when you sub to Betty because it's a privilege to chat on her show. Shut up. You get bent every sway to Sunday. Okay.
Nobody's going to tell me what I can and cannot do when it comes to my kid. Nobody's going to sit here and dictate to me what I should and should not be doing when it comes to my kid. And nobody should be doing that to this man either. At all. But I'm absolutely putting my foot down now because I'm going to say here, very simple, and this is what I had to do to YouTube as well. You're either on this side or you're not. So if you want to sit there and engage in all of that nonsense and that misinformation and that nastiness and that just...
Wait. Now we have sides. I'm sick of hearing about the sides. I'm sick of hearing about the sides, where you sit, blah, blah, blah. But now we're down to sides. So yeah, she should block you, Soup, because you would run off your mouth about all of them. She'd be like, nope, you're on the wrong side, Soup. But she's claiming that the other side is full of misinformation. Oh, that is rich. That is really, really rich. Hey, Buttercup. Good to see ya. She should be ashamed of herself. She should.
Just totally disrespectful behavior towards Seth and Sebastian. Because remember, an attack on Seth is an...
Okay, I'm not even gonna get to that part first, but like, why does she put Seth before Sebastian? Isn't the case Sebastian? Or is it the Seth Rogers case? I'm confused. You did, Audacity. Good to see you, love. Betty and privilege in the same sentence. I know, I'm tired of this side or that side. Like, stand out in the middle of the street. Jeez. Something, Bella. Something.
Full behavior towards Seth and Sebastian. Because remember, an attack on Seth is an attack on Sebastian because he's the only one out there looking for him. I'm going to ask you guys to unsubscribe.
That makes him innocent because he's looking for, like, so far, no, none of the parents are cleared, which it was weird him going on Vinnie Politins and like basically him and Tony asking Vinnie to clear him. It's like, that's not what Vinnie does, but okay. There is a ton of misinformation on all sides. I'll give you that. I agree. But just because Seth is out there looking for him, which I say that loosely, but he's out there looking for him means that he's innocent. But law enforcement haven't named any of the parents as suspects, haven't named any of the parents as persons of interest. And from what I understand from the clips that I've seen of Betty, but because Kathy, or sorry, not Kathy, my bad, Katie was the last person to see him, she is guilty of this crime. That is her claim, right? She is guilty of something to do with Sebastian's disappearance because she was the last person with him. There's so many times I would like to ask her about some of the cases and parents I have seen her support who were the last ones to see their child go missing. Why is it different for Katie?
Right, for me, you have choices here. It's me or them. But you can't have both. Okay? You can't be straddling the fence when it comes to this case. Because we have real work to do, and I need the people that want to get to the bottom of this on my side and helping me do the work that we need to do. Okay? But we don't have time for any more drama. You see how drama ends up being real life. And you know what? I still believe that even all of this drama is a blessing in disguise because I truly believe, I truly, truly, truly believe that now we know for a fact that Chris and Katie are willing to lie. We knew that they were lying, right? But we had no...
What are they lying about? What are they lying about, Betty?
Fact that Chris and Katie are willing to lie. We knew that they were lying, right? But we had no proof. We only can assume. Now we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that they're willing to lie and willing to lie under oath. And so are the Bowersox. We finally have the proof in the pudding. So now everything they've said, we can take as a falsehood because they are willing to lie to us. They're willing to lie to law enforcement and they're willing to lie to court.
I don't believe they lied to court. I believe that they showed, I'm sure they just, she has to understand what, their claim is against her and what their fear is, and that would be easy to show with just a couple of her videos. Hell, probably just one. I don't review her all that often, but like the last time I reviewed her, she flat out called Katie a murderer. That was her words. I'm not paraphrasing. She flat out called Katie a murderer. How does that not lead to inciting something towards Katie when you make that claim profusely and loudly? All they have to do is show a couple simple clips from her channel, and I'm sure the judge was like, oh yeah, let's go forward with this. But now the claim is because she feels that they lied to the judge, which we don't know what they said. That means they're proven liars, and we can take everything they said as a lie. Well, I'm pretty sure we can point out some Bullhorn Betty lies. So does that mean that she is a liar on everything? That logic. Yeah, she has. I mean, I don't watch her, but I know twice that she has flat out called her a murderer. I do believe that Katie is maybe not of Betty. Maybe she is. Maybe she isn't. I don't know. But I would think so that it's more so not necessarily of being afraid of Betty, but being afraid of what Betty can and could incite with her words, with her falsehoods, with her misinformation. The things that she is claiming about her could absolutely incite someone crazy to go and do something to Katie. And that's a big, big fear. And it's a very real one, I would imagine. And I'm glad, I'm with you. I am so glad that the family is standing up. There were times when I thought Dawn and Candace should have done something, which, I mean, Candace did with Dawn B that one time, but there were other times I thought that they should have done stuff. There are times when people have uh, done and said stuff to Brandy and Tyler that I thought, again, I don't know what I would do in their positions. So, but I am glad to see a family finally standing up for themselves. Absolutely. That's what I'm thinking perfectly. More so, hey, SoFlo Mama. More so the mob mentality, the herd mentality that it can incite. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's a legitimate fear. You've literally publicly accused an innocent social media of attempting to assassinate an ex-president. That trumps anything I've seen incorrectly stated in this arena. Who did she TikTok? Did she accuse TikTok? Why do I feel like it was TikTok she accused? Tell me that's who it was. Oh my gosh. Tell me. She did. She flat out confronted him and claimed that he was stalking her. And his answer was, oh, chef's kiss. If I'm stalking you, why are you behind me? I loved it. I would be afraid for all sorts of things. I don't know what's going on in the chat between. I'm sure you guys can figure it out yourselves. Anyone who doubts the power of misinformation and disinformation peddled on the internet, come to my country and watch the riot. Oh, AF, you guys have had it bad. I have been following some of it over there, and my thoughts and prayers are with you guys, with Jules, with Pearl, with so many that are over there. It's been crazy. She is wild. Being kicked off. I know, like TikTok's the Wild West. Was she kicked off TikTok? You can say and do whatever you want on TikTok, it seems like. They're like, oh, you want to talk about that? Sure, bring it. If I was Katie, I would be afraid of her. That's what I'm saying, Allie. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm not even throwing hate or shade at her. I'm genuinely concerned for her right now. She's on a extreme I have not seen. He's threatening to sue. Oh my. So Flo Mama and Kathy's confrontation. Did you guys get into it? Oh my goodness. Commit a violent act against. Well, maybe not. I don't know. We have seen it happen on YouTubers. I haven't seen it happen on the parents of a missing child. I'm not saying it hasn't, but I have not seen it. I have seen the parents of a missing child kind of be stalked in their own home. People be circling the street and stuff. I have seen that. Not commit a violent act against them. But however, it's not just about a violent act against them. It can be just fear of, lots of things that could be done. A mob of people coming to their home, standing in front of their house, what that might ensue, disrupting their neighborhood, disrupting their life. I think there's a lot that could happen there. And there are a lot of crazies running around the street. I was out protecting the mosque last Sunday and on a march all of last night, and it restored my faith in the Brits after watching the news. There are more of us than there are of the races. I love that, Pearl. There's more of a wheel. Good for you. How about your arms hurt? Oh, I bet they were tired. The level of unhinged hatred towards Katie is disgusting. One creator attempted to spin 5 or 6 rumors in one stream while degrading Katie Proudfoot on such a personal level. Some of the things that I have heard about Katie in particular blow my mind. And they all go back to the same thing, right? That she was the last one with her child. She failed to protect him. Way to just knock down every mama who has had a child slip away from them. Like I don't know, I'm sure so many of us have turned our back in the grocery store and our kids are not there in our sight, and our heart drops into our feet and you hear your heart pounding in your ears. And thankfully, I would say 95% of the time we find them the next aisle or here or there, whatever. But there are times when they don't. It takes a split second. So many mamas have been the last one to see their child and had absolutely nothing to do with their child going missing. So many mamas have been the last one to see their child and had something to do with it. But to instantly jump to that conclusion because that's all they have to go off of. She was the last one with him. Therefore, they spin together all of these conspiracies. It's wild. Ooh, I'll have to check out your community posts. She called the jail, found out the neighbor of Brandy, and I had gotten put in jail. We're getting ready to dig into the background. I remember how that went down. Yeah, she announced it on social media. She announced it on her channel, and then Purple Phoenix played it. She's like, "Yeah, they're digging in the neighbor's background," and Brandy's like, "What? No, they're not." And then, yeah, that Purple chick played it for her. I remember how that all went down. I don't know who's to blame there, but I'm shocked that law enforcement hadn't contacted Brandy and Tyler and let them know before the news even found out. Because I will say, Betty didn't get insider information on that. She just went off of the news report as well. So I am shocked that they didn't tell them first because of how close that was. They were, a couple streets over. Some of these creators who are saying Betty doesn't deserve an order would flip their shit if someone showed up at their house and started filming them. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Hey, Salty C. Good to see you, love. While using their own personal grief to shame Katie as well. Yeah. Wow. I'll have to watch that one. I have not been good at catching everything. You creators have been busy. Yeah, Purple played it. I remember that. I do remember that. My daughter was sent home from work as writers were making their way to her office. Came to my city yesterday and were jeered and chased off by the public. I have questions for Katie, but the lengths this is going is insane all the way around when it comes to her, Chris, and Seth. I agree, Jules. I have questions as well. And I think that's normal for us to have questions. I don't think there's anything wrong with us questioning things as creators as it pertains to true crime cases. I think when it spins to this level, though, or even just the level above questioning, like the accusations, is when it gets out of control, when it goes too far. What were her actions that were alarming? What actions did she have after Sebastian went missing that make you think she's guilty of something? That's a genuine question because I am curious when people say stuff like that. What was it she did that makes you think she's guilty? Have a good dinner, Dutchie. That was arresting her that you screwed because she works for the FBI. I heard that, Wanderer. I heard that. Good to see you. But what is it? Like, what are her actions that make you think she's guilty of something? I'm just curious. I agree, sweet one. I don't blame her at all. I've seen how these people on this platform work, and I would think that's the downside of being the parent of a missing child is you probably learn pretty stinking quick how social media operates and what they do to you here, not just here on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on X. We got to remember sometimes we think of this little bubble, this little YouTube bubble as being all there is in true crime, but there are so many other social media platforms that are covering this exact same thing too. So they log on to Facebook, you see they see people talking about them. They log on to Twitter, they see people talking about them. They log on to TikTok, like all of these social media platforms, and they see people discussing them and maybe falsehoods. That's got to get really exhausting and frustrating. It's got to be exhausting. She's just a little blonde slip of a girl. Leave her alone. No way, Jose. No, that was never said. Did I miss that? That was never said. Yeah, I heard a couple people talking about that not too long ago, Audacity. Again, I don't remember who it was, but they were talking about what was said pertaining to where Sebastian was going to go. It might have been Britain. I don't know. At the end of this school year, and whose idea it was, and who was for it, and who was against it. And people have totally twisted that all up. At least in the beginning, all three of them stated that they were all three for it and all three in agreement of it. And I know Seth might have changed his words later, But in the beginning, that's absolutely what he stated, that it was something that they all had agreed upon and all wanted to happen. You think so, Jules? I've wondered that. I've wondered that because of his access to social media at Seth's house, and that's not Seth's fault. Like, don't think I'm blaming Seth. I mean, he's a 15-year-old boy. Crap, yeah, he has access to social media, or maybe even at school or something. I think there is a possibility of something like that happening. Like, because I'm stuck on the scent going to the retaining pond and then just being gone, nothing in the retaining pond, nothing like that. It does make me wonder if he walked over there and met someone, but I truly don't know. I truly don't know. She didn't immediately go out of town with Chris Proudfoot. She actually stayed in Hendersonville for over a month. She was there for quite some time. It was probably about a month before people on YouTube really started amping up about the case. And once that started, I mean, it might even have been closer to 6 weeks, because it wasn't until things got really, really wild and people started showing up after they showed up with the United Cajun Navy stuff, that she went out of town with Chris. So it wasn't right away. And Chris never stated that, actually. It wasn't him that stated that he didn't want Faith around Sebastian. It was the rocking or deep breaths she took out of turn, or the rumor that was stated that there was a mirror in front of them during the Nancy Grace. Wow. Wow. Yeah, there's no evidence of foul play. They searched the home over 10 times, done forensics, done all sorts of things. They went to Mississippi for what? Yeah, they weren't there for a very long time. It is bewildering to me as well. Very curious about that one, but I'm sure I'm nobody. I'm not even an armchair detective, but I'm sure the detectives that are looking into it, that's probably heavy on their minds as well. 15 is a good time for dads to step up if there are challenges. I understand why he'd go live with his dad now. Doesn't mean he wanted to. We don't know. We don't know if he wanted to or if he didn't want to. All we know is in the beginning, they said, all three of the parents said they were in agreement on it. But yeah, we don't know how Sebastian felt about that at all. You're right, Agatha. Yes. Yep. Exactly, Hazel Eyes. That's what I was thinking too. With all that crap that was amping up, I wouldn't have wanted to stay there alone. It is a little concerning that some don't even know the facts, the basic facts, which kind of goes back to our original topic of TPE's video. I understand why she's frustrated seeing the same streams over and over. I get that way myself sometimes. I get why it can be frustrating, but then you have people I think live chats, there's pros and cons, right? And one of the cons of a live chat is, even if a creator is standing up there, I have seen people, and I'm not going to call out your names, me and Chasing, Gavel, Melissa Jade, so many of us corrected the misinformation surrounding the United Cajun Navy. We did what? 2 streams correcting that. And I've seen people that are right here in this chat now, in other chats, like, going along with the fact that they're frauds and scammers. And I'm like, wait, no, we already corrected this. So I think one of the downsides of live streams is that sometimes you're busy chatting with your friends. And I get that too. And you're not even fully taking in what is being said by the creator. And so I do think that that is why sometimes there is a need to go over stuff. Again, it goes back to that double-edged sword of Yeah, I can see where it's harmful, but I can also see where it's helpful. They hinted that he didn't, but that came from Chris, I think. So we can. I missed what that one's about. Jules, that he didn't what? Yeah, Chris was home for until they left to go to the trailer, camper, whatever you want to call it. But she didn't go forever. She didn't leave forever. You know, it's not like she moved. March 29th. Thank you. Okay, I'll pull that up. I thank you for telling me because I never look at my mentions. I gotta remember how to. That's not it. It's different on a computer. Let me look at it on my phone. I don't see a tag. Oh my gosh. By the way, I don't know if you guys were around when I did a true crime stream on Amber Spradlin. I just saw one of the tags I got from TPAC. I covered her. Oh my gosh, how long has it been? Like 11 months ago? They finally made an arrest in her case. Finally, 11 months later, and they arrested who we thought they should have arrested. I was like, oh, we could just tell from going through that timeline. We could just tell. Where's that at? Oh, nope, been a year ago now. It's been a year ago. Wow. Yeah, but here's the stream that I did on Amber. So sad. It seems so obvious too. I'll keep looking. Or I'll just click on your. Is it on your channel? Just click on your channel. I can't believe it took them a whole year to make an arrest in her case. Blows my mind. I wouldn't stay either, that Michelle. I wouldn't either. I actually think, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I do think that, did Chris mention it on Web Sleuth? Maybe, maybe not. I really don't remember on that one. I really don't remember on that one. She said they were trolls and invited people to prove her wrong. Okay, I'll pull that up. One's life can't just stop because a child is missing. It's insane to, right? People have to work. They have to pay bills. Those bills do not stop coming. They have to carry on. It's sad but true. All right, let me see if I can pull this up for you guys real quick. I feel like YouTube has changed their layout on the computer. Why is that not blue? There we go. How far down is it, Pennington, on your community tab? Because I didn't get the tag. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Sorry about that. So this happened 3 weeks ago. Says, Bullhorn Betty, here is a link to USA Today confirming that the man in blue is not Thomas Matthew Crooks. The individual responsible for this misinformation using the alias Foreskins on on X released the image and falsely claimed it was Thomas Matthew Crooks. It's actually Foreskins himself. That is such a horrible name, sorry. Subsequently, he then uploaded a video reiterating his false claims. I have documented the entire incident with screenshots, having observed it unfold in real time on X. Multiple reputable U.S. media outlets have verified that the images and video circulating featuring the man in your thumbnails are not of Thomas Matthew Crooks. I can provide additional sources to substantiate this information if required. Additionally, I can share the link to the X account in question, which is now public again, showing the individual in blue, Foreskin, also goes by the name of Jew-gazing and Poppy Tool fan, discussing how he trolled with these images and video. There are also newer videos of him, including shot today, so you can compare his image, voice, and confirm it is him. The individual in the video, Foreskin, is now like a child, is now soliciting information about those using his image and video, claiming that he has a strong legal case against them. It appears his initial intent was to demonstrate the media's propensity to disseminate unverified information. Oh, who's that sound like, y'all? That sounds like statement JLR made back in the. He claimed that's why it was like his third claim. That's why he pretended to be Adam Lanza's uncle, but he claimed 2 other things first, and then he went on to claim other stuff afterwards. But that exact thing. Anyway, however, it looks like he is now wanting to pursue legal action against those who have falsely identified him as the shooter, hence me tagging you. She still got this up? She still got the wrong dude on her thumbnails? She's a hot mess. Not Thomas Matthew Crooks. The X account holder, Foreskin, also known as Jewgazer, posting about the now infamous video of him claiming to be Trump shooter Thomas Matthew Crooks. I made a joke, but it's serious now. I'm not Thomas. I'm not the shooter. I'm not anyone. Wow. That's what he gets for playing a joke, huh? Man. And she hasn't changed that misinformation. Let's go to her channel and see. Or is it a video? Let's see. Must not have been a video. Nope, she still got the wrong guy's picture up there. Look at that. 3 weeks ago. Wrong dude. Wow. Wow, Betty. Jeez Louise. And that's the thing, is they don't have to tell us. They don't owe us anything. They don't owe social media, the public, content creators. They don't owe them anything at all. They owe law enforcement the answers and the facts. People forget that. People absolutely forget that. Yeah, the foreskins was getting me. I'm sorry. Him saying he hated. Really? Let her get in trouble. So many have seen that video, and every time he does something crazy, like I can tell I'm not subscribed to JLR, and I don't typically watch him. Sometimes if someone tells me to go watch something, I will. But I can tell when he's doing something crazy in a case because that video will start getting a bunch of comments under it, which typically means like someone's dropped it in a Facebook or on Twitter or something. So it started getting a bunch of comments recently. So I'm like, oh, what's he up to? Oh, I got your channel demonetized. I've heard a lot of people are getting demonetized right now for reused content. I think Six Up got hit, Forgotten Whispers got hit. Like a bunch of people are getting hit for reused content again. Agatha, I think so. It's a possibility. Oh, Yep said no. Huh. I don't know. JS for Justice named the wrong person in Frostproof Florida murders. Ooh. Yeah, he always has a lot of misinformation. I've given the link to that video to so many people. Thank you, Audacity. Thank you. They hit you for hate speech. Oh, that's what they got. Oh, no, they didn't get Pascal for hate speech. They got him for like terroristic threats or something wild. It was weird. Really? Yeah, she puts out a lot of stuff. Sometimes I like him and sometimes I hate him. Like sometimes I'm like, "Oh, these are fun and they're engaging." And then sometimes I'm trying to listen to something that they're sharing and they just do the soundboards over it. No, stop it. Or those that use, I don't know what it is, OBS, Streamlabs, something, whatnot, and they use that. And while they're talking, their little like ticker keeps going off for new members or super chats, and you can barely hear what they're saying over their welcoming stuff. It's very annoying. Very annoying. She does have a great radio voice. I agree, Jenny. She does have a great radio voice. There's a lot of creators on YouTube that I think would be good on the radio. They have a great voice for it. They do. Oh, I hate it too. It's so, and they don't pause. And I understand why they don't because it goes like forever. If someone donates 20 memberships and it's just like ping or whatever, and then a pause, and then ping. Like it's just so annoying. I stand by your fart, Sam, to lighten the mood. I don't like the super chat dance. It annoys me. It annoys me. Oh, well, guys, it is 8 o'clock here. Oh, I was going to talk about, I have not donated for June and July yet, our monthly memberships. And I was thinking of doing, there's a influencer I follow on Instagram, and she does this thing where it's called Clear the List, and her subscribers send her in wish lists and then she shares them and other people help clear them. And I was trying to think of something to do to help our little sector in YouTube. Like what can we do in to help people here that we engage with every day? And so I didn't know if this would be a good idea or not, but I know that school supplies can be daunting for some families. And that's not to shame anything or anyone. And I was just thinking maybe we could do like a wish list thing where, You know, if subscribers or even creators wanted to make a little wish list of school supplies, we could post them and help clear them and use the membership money to do that. I don't know what if people thought that was a good idea. Or even just, I don't know, maybe sending people's. I'm trying to think of something that will help, that will do good for. I like to do, when Luke and I do charities and stuff, we do our local charities a lot. And so I like to work locally. Well, that's hard here on YouTube. So I was trying to think of something that would help those that are, yeah, times are tough, Twist. And so to help those here that we engage with every single day, that show up in our chats and hit the like button, or even just, comment or buy memberships, all those things. And I would really like to do something for that, just to help. And it's not much, but I love. Oh yeah, the prices are crazy, sweet one. But I love back to school shopping. It is my favorite time of the year. I'm so sad that I don't have anyone in school, because I love stationery and school supplies and all that stuff, folders and pens and pencils and all those things. And so I know I would love to just, get on a couple of wish lists and, send people some of the things that they have. So I'm trying to figure out how to put that together so that I will not be Sarah Boone's assistant. No, hell no. But I would love to put some of that together to see if we can help people that are here in our little sector of YouTube. So I'll probably be posting about that before too long. I know me and my husband both work and we struggle because things are so high. Things are high. And that's one of the things that I don't think that. So a charity my friend and I started here locally, it's called Blessings in a Backpack, and we put together every year hundreds of backpacks that are full of, well, we don't do it anymore, we've actually passed it on, but like full of school supplies, no, like all the things that are on school lists, and they are tailored to the specific grade. Like we have, kindergarten section, first grade section, so on and so forth. And then we have bundles, because some people, don't want the backpacks, they just want the school supply lists and stuff too. And we started doing that, and it took off, and it's been a huge help to people locally, because I don't think like there's this, assistance you can get for lunch and, waiving of fees and stuff, but I don't think there's anything to help with school supplies at most schools. So that's why we started that. So I'm sure that there are others that. And even if you, have already purchased school supplies, but say, your little squirts just has to have this, lunchbox. And I get it. I get it. I gotta have this lunchbox, mom. Like everybody else has these lunchbox. I gotta have them. Like, so maybe that's the only thing you put on your wish list, because you can't get the lunchbox, but you would like them to be able to have them. Things like that I think would be good. I haven't even started because I can't. I just got accepted to do classes for certified recovery specialist. Oh, wow. That's awesome, mom of a gladiator. That is so awesome. I do love stationery shopping. I love pens and paper and fancy notebooks and moleskins, all that stuff. Love it. And so you're like, okay, well, I will come up with that. I was on the Blessing in a Backpack when my kids are in school. They just handed out yeah, the one here. They haven't handed them out yet because our kids don't go back for a couple more weeks here. But I know the drive is this coming weekend, and we purchased backpacks for it full of stuff. So I love doing that. I like to, I'll go and buy a bunch of school supplies when they go on sale after school starts and save them for them for the next year. And I know it's a little more expensive on Amazon, because I asked a couple friends for their, I'm like, can I see a school supplies list so we can so I could come up with like a wish list idea. And I'm thinking like, like a $50 limit, which I know is not going to cover all the school supplies, but maybe it could help knock off some things for some parents, and like glue. You buy glue on Amazon, it's like $2, where you can get glue for a quarter at the store. But so I know it is more expensive on Amazon. Although Amazon Basics has a lot of really inexpensive things, but still, I just thought it might help people. So I'm going to try to put something like that together, or at least a game plan, and I'll put it on a community post, and then we'll do a live and share them out if people are interested in doing that. If not, I'll try to think of another way to come up with to try to help those that are in chat frequently, those that are not just those that are in chat frequently, but just those that are around, and help our local community, which is y'all. So we do the backpacks, and we also buy extra school supplies for teachers. Love that. Yeah, I think it's Sister Studio on Instagram. She does a clear the list for teachers. She likes to do wish lists for teachers because there's so many teachers that are buying supplies for their classrooms out of their own pocket. And she has like 1 million followers on her Instagram, so there's a lot of people to help out with that. And I think that's such an awesome idea to get people to help out the teachers in our country. Well, hey, and I was thinking, if people want to, the way I was thinking of doing it, if you want to create a wish list, but you don't want others to know that this is for Yep, I'm not saying Yep would do it. You can tell me and I can post your wish list anonymously. But if you want to, because people might like, seeing, oh, these are going to go to Yep's kids. I want to specifically buy for Yep's kiddos. So I don't know. We'll get it all hashed out and come up with a game plan for it. Yeah, Bex, we are heading out. So, but I will try not to make it another 2 weeks before I hop back on. I will try to get on sooner, especially with this community thing that I want to try to do. Because I know school is starting for a bunch of people, or has already started. I think Jonesy's little guy's already started or is about to. So I don't know if we have any teachers. Do we have any teachers? Hey, Nicole, good to see you. I hope so. I hope that people will want to. My sister's a teacher, and I can't believe how much is. Oh, I know. They spend a lot out of pocket. A lot. All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off here and end this is my weekend, because we are going to babysit Crouton over the weekend. So I will not be around the YouTube streets for the next couple days, because I'm gonna unplug and be in Nana mode for the weekend. I'm so excited. I will talk to you all later. Oh my gosh. I love that Kit Kat. I love that. All right. I'll see you guys. Love, love.